Ramsbottom, he had to have every reason to be pleased with that, because they really came good in the end.
I think the fitter team, the more experienced team won in the end, and we'll have to say that, and you can see it towards the end. It just began to walk away with it. But as the game went on, you can see we had great style, we had great goals, we had a penalty that was taken very well. But above all, we had the crowd here to see it. I think that was very important for us today.
Well, I have no doubt that they enjoyed it. Those great goals, 3 of them, Pat Spillane, came from Cora Staunton. She was certainly determined to play on the big stage this year.
Well, we know Mayo men have always had a problem with forwards. Certainly there's not a problem with forwards and ladies football in Mayo. That was a fabulous individual display, but a fabulous performance by Mayo, and the better team won in the day. Very, very enjoyable 60 minutes of football. I enjoyed it.
You would have to say, I suppose, also that fitness and I suppose that bit of experience as well that Mayo had from last year counted towards the end.
Yes, I think in the end, Mayo, experienced, physically stronger, more threat up front, and Tyrone really were dependent on Eilish Gormley, who was absolutely fabulous as well. But the better team won on the day.
She certainly did her bit. I suppose Tyrone will go away and they will learn from this experience, Sue, and maybe look at some of their defensive frailties, which perhaps caught them out in the end.
They were caught out very badly in the back. You could see it nearly from the start, just up and down they got caught. But it really showed towards the end. You had Diana Hora being able to get through, and then Cora Staunton, a very, very strong player and very hard to stop. But I'm sure they will learn from it and they will be back.
Well, I have no doubt that they will at all, and certainly they would have enjoyed the support that they got here today from the Armagh supporters. And speaking of Armagh, here they come, the senior footballers for their Bank of Ireland semi-final replay against Kerry, and the Armagh supporters are about to greet their heroes.
Well, it really is a fantastic setting here, and the Armagh team, who had a run out this morning, indeed up to quite recently, at the Nafiana ground, which of course is the home ground of Kieran McGeaney, their captain. They were the second of the teams to arrived here about 10 minutes to 3 or thereabouts, close to 5 to indeed. Kerry were in a good deal earlier, made their way into the dressing rooms, looked nice and calm. Both teams very resolute for this 15th ever replay of an All-Ireland football semi-final. A glorious evening, bit of breeze swirling around the place, lots and lots of colour. Well, the Ulster champions plan to start with 14 of the team that began here the weekend before last. No alterations in defence, where the Mullavown 3 continue to perform with great distinction. That's Benny Tierney and the McNulty brothers. Tony McEntee is more likely to figure among the forwards this afternoon in a switch with Paul McGrain. Paddy McKeever retains his starting place, where Diarmuid Marsden comes in for Stephen McDonnell. And between them, the inside forward line have so far scored 7 goals and 85 points. Now the big cheer from the followers of the Munster champions, Kerry. All-Ireland champions on 31 occasions, bidding to get back into the final. And another meeting with Galway. The incentive is absolutely huge. They make their way across there with their team captain, Seamus Moynihan. Seamus there getting into the centre of that seat there for the team photograph. They'll be hoping to up their performance very, very considerably from 13 days ago, when the half-forward line in particular really did not function. Mike Frank Russell there on the left-hand side. Declan O'Keefe, the goalkeeper from Rathmore, there on the boundary between Kerry and Cork. Well, for Kerry, the main talking point this week has been the decision to hold Maurice Fitzgerald in reserve. It's an act of fate in 13 of those who began the drawn match. Mike Hassett replaces Killian Burns in the right corner, while it's as you were in midfield, with Dara O'Shea once again teaming up with Donald Daly. A second change, however, is made in the half-forward line. Dennis O'Dwyer is in from the start this time and plays at centre half-forward. Liam Hassett is the one to lose out. And when it comes to goal scoring, the total three, the front three, have between them an amazing 17 goals. And if you add in the super sub himself, Maurice Fitz, that tally rises to 29. So that is Éadán McGarrett there from An Ghaeltacht, and he'll be looking for a big performance this afternoon.
So those are the teams, the scene is set. We're all ready to go for this All-Ireland semi-final replay after the commercial break.
Were you there the day our world lit up? Were you there when we sang with one voice? When the hall filled with 1,000 voices? Were you there when people split seconds in two? Were you there when mothers cried and fathers roared? Were you there when we danced like stars under the brightest moon? Were you there when some records were broken and some hearts too? Were you there when they lit the brightest flame? For us, our planet's greatest games.
Right now, children from around the country are participating in the national finals of the ESB Community Games.
The new Hyundai Accent has a spacious interior, an impressive range of extras as standard, 3-year warranty, and all from £10,450 ex-works. In fact, it has just about everything you could want in a family car, including a vibration-absorbing body frame. Hyundai, prepare to want one.
Twice a week, the National Lottery gives you the chance to become a millionaire and join a growing team of lotto players from all over Ireland who've already won £1 million or more.
With Aircom, you can use the internet every evening and all weekend from as little as a penny per minute. With new Aircom High Speed, you and your family can also enjoy faster internet access and talk on the phone while surfing the net. For more information, visit our website or call 1800 40 60 40. Aircom. Go further.
Now available to rent at Extravision. Sometimes people are not what they seem.
Do you leave the light on after bedtime?
And sometimes miracles happen where you least expect them.
Take my hand, both. You see for yourself.
From writer Stephen King and the director of The Shawshank Redemption, Tom Hanks stars in the movie experience that is The Green Mile. The Green Mile, now available to rent at Extravision, the future of home entertainment.
My dad. He says he's ready to get back into circulation. First it's a new shirt. What next? It's going to take some getting used to. He says this new shirt is the new him. How long can it last?
It's no secret. Over time, clothes get weak. New Ariel Essentials like a vitamin for clothes, strengthening fibres so clothes defy time.
My dad. Late for his first date, but looking great.
New Ariel Essential. Long live your clothes.
Marathon Man, tonight at 10:35 on Network 2.
Wonderful scene here in Croke Park on the first Saturday of September. The colour for both teams is really, I suppose, astonishing and a beautiful setting. As I said, the teams are in their parade. Colm O'Rourke has joined us here on the panel. Colm, from the drawn match, what will either side have learned from that game and take into the replay this afternoon?
Well, I'd say from an Armagh point of view, they'll have to use the possession that they get an awful lot better. They wasted an awful lot of ball, particularly in the second half. Kerry forwards, half forwards in particular, will have to get stuck in and win more ball. I wouldn't think that the teams will line out anything like they are on the official programme. I'd say Mike Hassett will surely go to left half back for Kerry. I would say that John McEntee and Tony McEntee won't start in the middle of the field. I'd say you'd also see probably Frank Russell maybe being taken up by somebody different, because he gave Enda McNulty a bit of a skinning the last day. So I'd say we're going to see quite a few changes. It'll be difficult enough, but Kerry need to win more ball in the middle of the field. They've more flair. Conditions are perfect, but if they don't win the ball, they can't use their good forwards.
You're also, Pat, unlikely, I suppose, to see Armagh, as we were saying earlier on, give Kerry the kind of start that they got in the drawn match.
No, they got a horrific start in the drawn match. You won't see Kerry having such a dream start. But Kerry in that 3 minutes of football was Kerry's best passage of football, probably in the draw match, and they need to play that type of football over 70 minutes today if they intend to win it. That's that fast, direct football and getting the ball as quickly as possible into the full forward line. And yet, Colm O'Rourke, it was Kerry who had to dig it out in the end.
Yes, and I suppose they would be quite happy that they dug it out in the end, but I would think that they won't leave it as late this time. I'd be expecting Kerry to win by a few points.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for the moment. Aron Levine here at Croke Park.
Setting, wonderful colour, a delightful afternoon. It really is quite glorious. Bit of breeze around the place. Brian White from Wexford, the 1997 All-Ireland final referee from Wexford, as I say, is in charge. Switch has already been made. I noticed that Aidan McGarrett has gone in right now to full forward, and Dennis O'Dwyer has gone to right half forward. Dara O'Kinade has gone on to the 40. Tony McEntee has switched into full forward. Barry O'Hagan is out to centre half forward. And this replay semi-final is underway. It's Armagh who won the toss, and they are playing, as you can see, down towards Hill 16 in the first half. Kerry getting the ball away, using measured passes. Belted forward by Tom O'Sullivan. Up it goes, brilliantly caught. Fed in delightfully. The kick there is by Aidan McGarrett, and it's gone over the bar. Once again, Kerry make the best possible start. Aidan McGarrett selected at right half forward, playing on the fringe of the square, and he opens the scoring. Well, they worked it up all the way from the left half back position. There is an injury there to Justin McNulty. McNulty today playing in his 14th championship match. Dan Turley, the physios, had to come in straight away to attend to the stricken defender. A match which has been watched everywhere and anywhere. Declan and Celine Keneally are watching it in San Francisco. Kerry fans, I know, and plenty more as well all around the globe looking at this. Also down in Sydney, this time an Armagh fan is Mark McAllister. And of course we'll be bringing you the action from the Olympics from Sydney in just a matter of weeks now. Also greetings to Bernie Nestor. She's a Galway fan, wondering who's going to get there in the final. Benny Tierney. And there is an Armagh player down on the ground. There was an elbow there, I think it was by Tomás O'Shea.
Yeah, it's just off the camera there, actually. I think Brian White saw it perfectly. Tomás O'Shea and Colm O'Rourke actually had a collision there. I think O'Shea actually pushed him, and I think Brian White is possibly just going to have a word with him, and the kick-out may come as as it was supposed to there a moment ago.
Well, the referee, if he did have a word, it was a quiet enough word. Cathal O'Rourke's back on his feet once again. Well, after that dreadful start here just a fortnight ago when Armagh were down 1-3 after about 6 or 7 minutes, they've really got to get motoring from the word go. Benny Tierney. This time Paul McGrain was struggling to hold on to it, but it's won back there by John McEntee. Fed forward towards Kieran Hughes. Nice ball across, possibilities. Here comes Barry O'Hagan, looking to level the match, and he's done it spectacularly. That's a great equaliser by Barry O'Hagan. It's a huge week for him. He's getting married next Friday, and guess who's his best man? His next door neighbour, Diarmuid Marsden. Well, that was a wonderful return there. It was Tony McEntee feeding it inside towards Barry O'Hagan, and he had the confidence to kick it well. Here comes Dennis O'Dwyer. There's a very little push there on Mike Frank Russell by Enda McNulty.
A significant point actually about that kick out there from Declan O'Keefe. It came right out to the wing. The last day we were critical of his kick outs coming down the middle and Armagh winning possession from them, but that ball effectively was caught by O'Dwyer, who fed Russell, who in turn was fouled.
If anything, his kicks were going just a little bit too long last day. Here comes Noel Kennelly, one of those substituted during the second half. That's a supreme kick. They don't come much better than that. From Emmett Listowel, no wonder they're beating the Bowrons. Great kick by Kennelly. That's his 7th point in championship football. Kerry lead. Well, it's a very good start. Benny Tierney seemed to be giving some indication to the midfield players as to where he might be about to position this kick. Darragh O'Shea taking it down well. He knows he needs an improved performance. They're chasing after him still. 3 of them after him, but he took too many steps. Free out to Armagh. At least he put down a marker there by taking that high ball, taking it through the heart of the Armagh defence. And there is an Armagh player down injured, and it seems to be Cathal O'Rourke once again.
Yes, I think Cathal O'Rourke and Tomás O'Shea are having close encounters there with one another, and I think Tomás O'Shea actually gave him a dig that time in the stomach, so the referee's going back up at the moment to actually consult with his umpire.
Well, this time the referee, I think, if the umpire saw it, will have to take action. Could well be a yellow card. Depending upon what he saw, of course, it could even be the ultimate sanction, a red. Worrying moments for Paulie O'Shea, his nephew in trouble. This time the referee is calling across Tomás O'Shea. Darragh O'Shea, his brother, wants to intervene. Brian White issuing the lecture. Twice he's been involved with Cathal O'Rourke so far in this match, and it's a yellow card. As you can see, not even 6 minutes gone. So now he's got problems if he's going to try and mark Cathal O'Rourke adequately. O'Rourke's been having a very good season, certainly had an excellent Ulster Championship. He was very prominent all through that, time and again showing us what he can do. Paulie O'Shea will be relieved that it's not a red. Brian McAlinden in the background there as well. Jareed taking this kick. They wait for the breaking ball. Comes back to Paul McGrain. Fed in by Diarmuid Marsden. Spills around in there. Kerry managed to get it back once more. Dara O'Kineda way back there. An enterprising ball forward. That's Jareed out there to deny Egon McGarrett, who got the first point of the match. Andrew McCann fouled. He was the man, of course, who got the all-important goal late in the original time. Here's Barry O'Hagan, Armagh's point scorer so far, the only one. Pressure on Michael McCarthy here. And more than pressure, Diarmuid Marsden was coming in on top of him. Well, we know that Marsden is just about match fit at this stage, and of course the 20 minutes or so that he'll have had in the first game could be absolutely vital. Armagh win it back. Knocked in invitingly once again. And Seamus Moynihan. Wonderful defending. Kennelly is back there, but he's pushed in the back by John McEntee, and it'll be a free to the Kingdom. Just taken very quickly by Noel Kennelly. Up towards Mike Frank Russell, looking for support. Dara O'Kinnaid is about. Now Johnny Crowley. Ready to take on Justin McNulty. Crowley is a wonderful footballer, but as I say it, he has spurned what was a pretty decent chance. He won't be too pleased with that one. So far in his career, he's scored a total of 8 goals and 21 points.
What's surprising actually at the moment, Ger, is that actually Armagh are going with a very orthodox full forward line. It's Tony McEntee is playing directly on Seamus Moynihan, and Marsden and McConville are playing orthodox situations in the corners.
It's going to be interesting to see whether McConville can up his performance. Right now, taking that one down was Noel Kennelly. Here's Darragh O'Shea. Kennelly has it once again, 45 metres out, and another wasted opportunity. 2 wides now, one from Kennelly, one from Johnny Crowley. So still just a point in it. Brian Canavan there, joint manager of course with Brian McAlinden, and it is their 66th match in charge as a management team. Paul McGrain leaping for this one, but he's left it behind there. Darragh O'Shea once again. Kennelly was to his left. Big one in. And was there some pushing? There was. Referee decides that the pushing was being done by Johnny Crowley. So Armagh get themselves a free kick. It reaches Enda McNulty. Jareed. Bad clearance, very bad clearance. Dennis O'Dwyer seizing on that one. Bad pass away, Andrew McCann. And the referee's gone down. But he'll throw this ball in. Well, we had a good 5 minutes start to the game, but the last 4 haven't been particularly pleasant to watch.
Actually, it's got quite untidy and an awful lot of handling errors by both sides, possibly a sign of nervousness.
Kieran McGeeney. And that's Mike Hassett pushing. Oisin McConville. McConville firing that one inside there towards Tony McEntee, but Moynihan is there once again. He started very prominently. Knocked away by Donald Daly. Darragh O'Kinnaid. Mike Frank Russell now trying to turn his man, who is Enda McNulty, and he's kicked it to high, and he's kicked it beautifully over the bar. Mike Frank Russell, that's his first point. So he stretches the Kerry lead to 3 points to 1. Well, every indication here that Enda McNulty, if he's going to remain on Mike Frank Russell, is going to have his hands full. Mike Frank has started very well.
That's his first score, okay, Ger, but he has had an assist in the first score, and actually he was fouled for the second, but the quality of that ball for Conaja was top class.
Tierney dropping it into midfield once again from the kick out. Still they try to make some headway. And the referee saying that Kieran McGeeney was fouled, giving the kick to Armagh. Breaks away from Marsden this time, and that was a foul. The boot being put in there as the Armagh player, who was Oisin McConville, was trying to get it up into his hands. Centre half back there is Eamon Fitzmaurice, and for that foul he has his number ticked by the referee. Another foul of that nature, and he would be getting himself a yellow card. It's going to be Cathal O'Rourke who will kick this one. Cathal from Drummond T. Hitting it with the left foot and hitting it with great accuracy and over the bar. So he's narrowed the gap. Just a point in it. Kerry still leading. This time it's placed over there towards Donald Daly. Darrow Kinnaid is around there as well. Challenged by Cathal O'Rourke. And the referee is going to award a free, I think, for where the ball lands, which is about 45 metres out. Diarmuid Marsden was anxious to take it quickly. John McEntee's on the ground. Assistants coming in from the sideline now. And Tom O'Sullivan being spoken to by the referee. So it's going to be another yellow card. So two of the wing backs now for Kerry have had the name recorded, cards shown to them, indications of where they're feeling the pressure coming from. Oisin McConville, 3 points in the first game. That's a lovely kick. He's levelled the match. That's a great free by McConville, one of the stars of Crossmaglen, All-Ireland club champions. And after 13 minutes, it's 3 points apiece. Teams level for the second time. Darrow Shea leaping up for this one with Paul McGraney, wins it well, dragged down, free to Kerry. And then because the Armagh players did not retreat quickly enough, they're penalised yardage. Or as the rule book now states, in metres, 13 metres. Darragh O'Kinnaid having a good belt in it right in there. Great fielding. Good work. Out it comes towards Kieran McGeeney. Mike Hassett well away from his quarterback position. To Darrow Shea. Options available to him. Daly was to his left. The ops to go long towards Airdón McGarrett, bringing the fullback way out of position. Johnny Crowley has filled in as a makeshift full forward just as this movement is developing. Still possibilities. Crowley still calling for it. Doesn't come to him. Airdón McGarrett finally gets it. Looking for a bit of latitude. Daly was in there feeding, and here comes the wing-back, Tom O'Sullivan, doing a kind of Andrew McCann, who was the man last line of defence there to take that ball away as far as Enda McNulty. And again, there's a late foul there. It's on John McEntee, so free from where the ball lands.
Just going back to that last sequence of play, Ger, it's not typical Kerry at all. They're over-elaborating, which hasn't been a characteristic of their play so far this year.
They know they have the ability inside if they give the ball in early. Here comes Diarmuid Marsden. Will he make a big difference? He may well do so. Everybody now in the full forward line has scored. And Armagh have taken the lead. First time in the game they lead. They led after 69 minutes in the drawn encounter, but this is where Marsden turned it onto the right boot, hit it beautifully. Armagh have had 4 shots at the target so far, and they've scored, as you can see, 4 points. Darrow Shea picking out Mike Frank Russell. Still Enda McNulty trying to stick tightly to him. Back to Darrow Shea. Again, this over-elaboration in a way. Darrow Kinnaid and Armagh doing so well around the half-back line, closing Kerry down. You can see they've done their homework. This comes out to Cathal O'Rourke. Seamus Moynihan trying to win the race there against Tony McEntee. McEntee ending up in the sand. Moynihan taking the line ball quickly to Daly. It comes back to him from Eamon Fitzmaurice. That's partly blocked down. Booted ahead towards Airdón McGarrett. Once again taking Jerry this way and that, but mostly out of the square. It drops short, however, and Armagh have a chance to build again with John McEntee. Paddy McKeever. Paul McGrain now trying to get it away somehow. Everybody seemed to remain static for a moment there, except for Tony McEntee. Fumbled by Marsden, and the foul committed And another free kick to Armagh, just inside that exclusion zone.
One thing about Armagh at the moment, they're beginning to impose their style of game plan on the game. They're managing to get players back behind the ball. They're crowding out the Kerry forward line. Kerry are beginning to indulge in over-elaboration, and they're starting to run into dead ends.
It's Tom O'Sullivan who's down there injured. Mike Hassett just having a look at him as we look at this once again. And that's where the flying tackle came in there, which of course is contrary to the rules. Tom O'Sullivan, who made his championship debut against Cork in Killarney this year. So it's going to be Oisin McConville to kick this one. Deep intake of breath, this to put Armagh ahead by 2 points. He's caught it beautifully. 2-pointed freeze then for McConville. And Armagh lead 5-3. And Kerry fans must be wondering, how do they counter this? Because they're not playing their usual game plan.
Yes, actually what's noticeable, there's a hesitancy about Kerry today, and they're not as penetrating as they were the last day in their full forward line.
Darragh O'Shea leaping up for this one. Nicely fisted ahead. Dennis O'Dwyer trying to feed it outside. Donald Daly back towards Darragh O'Kineda. They've lost a bit of shape. Here's Johnny Crowley taking on Justin McNulty and dragged down in the end by Ger Reid. Didn't make much of an attempt to play that one. Well, he's protesting that there was a dive. Darragh O'Kineda stepping up to hit this one, just 20 metres out. That's another one. So Kerry edge within a point of Armagh. 5 points to 4. Referee just having a word with Ger Reid there, after Reid had some words with him a little while ago. Not sure if his number was noted by the referee, don't think so. But it's the kind of foul you think which, well, should result in some kind of sanction. That spills on there to Tomas O'Shea. Holding it up, looking for some movement ahead. Mike Frank Russell and Johnny Crowley both going towards it. Touchdown by Crowley. 2 Armagh players almost taken out by their own intensity that time to get that ball, and there's a hefty shoulder coming in by McGeaney. A wonderful play to deny Johnny Crowley. That's tremendous centre-half back play. Enda McNulty. There was a certain point there for the taking. Paddy McKeever. Dropped away there by Andrew McCann. Lost by Michael McCarthy. Paul McGrain trying to get that ball up.
Just going back a moment ago to McGeaney's tackle there was a wonderful anticipation, first of all, of the danger involved, and then the tackle was emphatic in the extreme.
We're seeing 2 wonderful displays of defensive work in this match already by McGeaney and also by Seamus Moynihan. But what's new where the Kerry man is concerned? The linesman wants the kick taken back a couple of metres. He's still waving his flag down here in front of us. In the end decides to heck with it as Cathal O'Rourke knocks it in. It's stopped, however, by Mike Hassett. Noel Kennelly. Straight to Andrew McCann, the man from Tiernan Oak. Cathal O'Rourke in towards Tony McEntee, but Moynihan is there again. So confident, so assured. A man you could play anywhere in your team. Fitzmaurice kicks it ahead to Mike Frank Russell. Just 2 men above there to try and get after this one. One of them is McGarrald. Justin McNulty is right alongside him, and the umpire has waved that ball wide. But from time to time it's Kerry who are leaving big gaps, and McGarrald is one of those two players up front. Watch this just moments ago here. It's a lovely pick-up first of all. Then there was the awareness of the danger. Look at that for a thundering shoulder by Kieran McGeeney, the Armagh captain. Benny Tierney, one of the great characters of this Armagh football team. 2 against 1. McGrain lost that one to Dara O'Shea. Comes to Donald Daly. Up to Dara O'Kineda, outside of the boot. It's on its way and it's over the bar. And the teams are level once again, and Dara O'Kineda has kicked 2 points now for Kerry. And the team's level for the 3rd time. Lovely skill. When he's given a bit of latitude like that, he hits it with the outside of the boot, curls it in beautifully. Nice build up to all of this, but this was a delightful kick.
Yes, in contrast to the last day, actually, Kerry are getting quite a bit of ball at midfield, and they're winning the broken ball a little bit better. And that time is the first occasion, I think, where we really have seen a Kerry forward getting loose, getting room, and taking the score from distance.
Paul McGrain looks to be okay. Remember, he's playing in midfield alongside John McEntee at this stage. McEntee is calling for the kick out to come to the left-hand side as Benny Tierney kicks it out. John McEntee under this one, but it's a high leap in the air there. McGrain winning it back. Barry O'Hagan. Quickly delivered inside, beyond Marsden. Won instead by Michael McCarthy, the corner back for Kerry. Donald Daly. Fed out here to Dennis O'Dwyer, and the referee has whistled. He's still whistling.
Actually, this is one of the characteristics of Brian White's refereeing, in that he is likely to blow a free 100 yards or maybe away from where the game is happening. And that time, I think he called against Justin McNulty, who was fouling Johnny Crowley.
So it's a tick against Justin McNulty's name in the referee's notebook. Noel Kennelly, possibly to restore Kerry's lead. Just inside the 45-metre line. Oh, he's kicked it well to the left. Former minor star, and of course son of Tim, who was such a star in the Kerry teams of the 70s. That is dad Tim, I think, played in 7 All-Ireland finals.
Actually, it's just worth noting at the moment the change in tactics that Armagh have assumed. They have now the 2-man full forward line of McConville and Marsden, and Tony McEntee has started to come out the field, to be followed by Mike Hassett.
3 in midfield for Armagh. There's one back there by McGrain. There's Tony McEntee taking it back from Cathal O'Rourke down towards the 2-man inside forward line. Marsden, McCarthy for Kerry alongside him. Ball touched on the ground, and it's a free out to Kerry. Hit by Kennelly, beyond Evan McGarrett. Peels all around. Dara O'Kineda incensed by the decision. Kieran Hughes there as well for Armagh. Armagh taking it forward. Here comes Oisin McConville. Doesn't quite reach Paddy McKeever. And again, there's a foul, and it's going to be a free out for Kerry. Seamus Moynihan striking it. Dara O'Kineda turning. This time getting away from Kieran McGeeney. And again, there's a push this time. The referee saw the push by one of the Kerry forwards.
I can't understand what that was about, actually. There didn't seem to be any foul going on off the ball there.
Johnny Crowley was going for the ball. I certainly didn't see him pushing. Mike Frank Russell's being spoken to, and his number is taken. The referee has been busy laying down the law. The referee may well have decided it wasn't Johnny Crowley. It may well have been Mike Frank Russell who was doing the pushing a little while ago. That's what happened immediately afterwards. Great call by Donald Daly. Well claimed, Mike Hassett. Well, he's pushing forward because of the fact that Armagh are playing just 2 men in the inside forward line. That's good combined play. Here comes Mike Frank Russell, and he's blazed it over the bar. 2 points for Mike Frank Russell. Kerry lead once more. 27 minutes are gone. But there was great awareness there as that pass came into his stride, and he made it 6-5. Lobbed inside beautifully, just got a little touch, beautifully knocked outside. Mike Hassett playing it in for Mike Frank Russell.
Lovely bit of perceptive play actually by Mike Frank Russell, who was maybe out of his normal area there, but showed a forwards instinct.
Johnny Crowley now looks to be playing at full forward as Ger Reid has been dragged across to right corner back, following Airdán McGarrett. Meanwhile, Barry O'Hagan. Armagh take it through once again. An enterprising ball inside towards Diarmuid Marsden. Good defending. Michael McCarthy leaves it behind to McGrain. Paul McGrain against 3 or 4 Kerry men, not getting anything out of it, holding on too long. Darragh O'Shea thought about taking the free kick quickly, but leaving it for Seamus Moynihan. So Kerry by just a point. Anybody's match. Mike Hassett. Here comes Tomás O'Shea. Great catch, beautifully done by Justin McNulty. Lobbed outside to Kieran McGeeney. He'll get it on his favourite left boot. Marsden going towards it, but it's dropped down. McConville might profit. Pressure here on Seamus Moynihan. McConville's after him, and Moynihan, what a defender! He was facing towards his own goal. He had one of the most feared attackers in the country breathing down his neck in Oisin McConville, but he showed the composure to take it away. Kerry counter. Kicked in by Mike Frank Russell. Noel Kennelly going ahead there. Hughes is after him. And that's the second time in this match that the ball has fallen short and into Benny Tierney's hands. Kieran McGeeney. Here comes Andrew McCann. Way back there in the middle of the field at this stage is Mike Frank Russell, when they need him up in front of goal. O'Shea. Johnny Crowley. Turning, looking at the posts. Airdán McGarrett is there as well. Fed back. Darragh O'Shea. Mike Frank was calling for it, didn't reach him. Instead it's Donald Daly. My goodness, how many passes are they going to take to try and get a shot on target? Over elaboration, strong defending by Armagh, and here comes John McEntee. And that foul there is by Eamon Fitzmaurice. Free kick to Armagh. John McEntee about to take it, going short to Cathal O'Rourke. He's got McConville and Marsden inside. Back there defending is Tomás O'Shea, wrestling to the ground. And he has to be careful, he's already had a yellow card. Referee is looking at his notebook. Hang on a second, are they going to be in trouble here? Well, he's speaking with him. He knows he has to be very, very disciplined. That's interesting, you know.
It's most interesting, actually. I think Tomás O'Shea is very lucky to be left on the field after that, even though it wasn't a particularly bad foul. The referee, I'd say, was going to book him. When he realised he'd booked him already, I think he held back a little bit.
That's the way it looked to me.
Very much so.
He took the book out and he saw that he'd already taken his name. And that's gone wide.
If we just could go back a minute or two, Ger, there was a wonderful little cameo between Seamus Moynihan and Oisin McConville up on the far goal mouth a couple of minutes ago.
It was absolutely superb defending by one of the very best players in the country. O'Keefe trying to pick out Darragh O'Shea. It's won instead by Paddy McKeever. Coming forward is Cathal O'Rourke. McKeever once again had a great semi-final last year. This is Armagh's third semi-final effectively in 12 months. He's pulled down and it's a free from about 13 metres, and Seamus Moynihan this time incurring the referee's displeasure, and that gets a yellow. 3 yellow cards now for 3 of the Kerry defenders. And Tomás O'Shea, in my view, still, even though it was a fairly innocuous challenge and all that, he's lucky to be still there. That's Oisin McConville. Free freeze, 3 points. Armagh fans absolutely delighted. And the teams are level for the 4th time. 6-6. Managers pacing up and down the sideline over there, never exchanging a word. About 3 minutes to go to half-time. Paul McGrain back there. This is the very elegant John McEntee. McCann. Kieran McGeeney. One of several left-footed kickers in this Armagh team. Left behind there to Michael McCarthy. Fisted out here to Dara O'Kineda. Broken down by Mike Frank Russell, but there's an Armagh player anticipating. It's Kieran Hughes. Now McGeeney powering Armagh forward. Oisin McConville trying to get first run on this one. Moynihan's after him. A fascinating duel this. McConville on his right boot. That's a beauty. 4 points in this match for Oisin McConville. 4 shots at the target as well. And Armagh lead late in the first half. They've a huge following here, by the way. But credit Kerry as well. They brought in 3 trainfuls of supporters. Lots came by cars and coaches. And there's a huge attendance for this Saturday semi-final replay. Dara O'Kineda popping up everywhere and anywhere, and again it falls short. Benny Tierney fumbles, fisted in that time by Adam McGarrett. One back, however, and Armagh get a bit of a let off that time. McEntee playing it to his brother Tony, twin brothers, outside to Cathal O'Rourke. There was a bit of a dip in the middle of the first half, an explosive start, an explosive finish as well, and here comes Dermot Marsden. McCarthy's chasing after him. They're feeding it in beautifully. McConville! What a goal! Oisin McConville, after 34 minutes of the first half. He wanted to play well in a semi-final. He was disappointed last year. He was disappointed as well 2 weeks ago. He can be thrilled with his first half showing. He's got 1-4 out of 1-7, and there's 4 points between the teams. One of the great stars of Crossmaglen, Liam Hassett, has come into the Kerry team, even late in the first half. And the man who's off is Erdon McGarrett. They took the chance of switching him into the inside forward line on Ger Reid. It hasn't really worked out. Instead, it is Armagh who are carrying it forward again. John McEntee this time, dragged, fouled by Mike Hassett, and it's a free in. Well, Armagh can afford to take their time now with this particular free. We're almost into injury time, and the referee has had words there with Mike Hassett.
We actually talked about it earlier, I think, in our preview about the potential double threat of Marsden and McConville, and that's the first time Marsden has actually run at the Kerry defence, and McConville was running shotgun that time, and his finishing was absolutely superb.
Cathal O'Rourke. This now to put 5 points between the teams. Much better first half performance by Armagh this week. That's kicked to the left. The Armagh fans were raising their flags in triumph. They thought he had managed to get it inside the left-hand post. Not so. But just let's take a look at this goal again, which came in the 34th minute. We expected that the twin threat of Marsden and McConville would work out, and so it did. Cathal O'Rourke. Not a good kick. Michael McCarthy fed into the centre. O'Shea up towards Mike Frank Russell. Johnny Crowley's there as well. So too is Justin McNulty. Not elbowed, but shouldered out of the way. And that ball has gone wide. Kennelly was trying to keep it in play. But the number of wides in the first half so far, it's 5 for Kerry and just 2 for Armagh.
One thing that is worth mentioning actually is that Armagh have actually been playing against quite a strong wind in this half, so they'll be very, very happy going in at half-time, this number of points ahead.
Well, you know, they've 8 scores from 10 scoring chances. That's a tremendous scoring ratio. By comparison, Kerry with 6 scores out of 13 scoring chances. There can't be too much time left in this first half. It comes back to Kieran Hughes, goal scorer against Meath last year. Good solid defensive play here. Played ahead there by Tomas O'Shea. Daly kicking it ahead with his usual lovely style of kicking. Back to John McEntee. 1 against 2 in there. Marsden being well marshalled. Seamus Moynihan going down to try and get it. Marsden persisting. McCarthy kicking it outside here to Eamon Fitzmaurice. Referee playing 2.5 minutes of injury time so far. That's going to be a free kick. McEntee kicking it. And the marking is slack. And here's the goal scorer, Oisin McConville. Cathal O'Rourke, bad pass. Snapped up here by Eamon Fitzmaurice. Mike Frank Russell. Lovely turn against Enda McNulty. Just steadying himself, but never getting that pass anywhere near to Johnny Crowley, because John McEntee's back there to make the catch, the final one of the first half. And the Ulster champions Armagh are going in the lead. A goal after 34 minutes of the first half by McConville. That's a goal and 4 that Oisin has scored already in this game, and the Armagh followers are wondering, is there a possibility that they can get over the might of the kingdom in this replayed semi-final? 35 minutes to go, but they have the lead by 1-7 to 6 points. And let's go down to the sideline, and it's not quite sure who we have to talk. It's Brian Canavan.
Your team going really hard for this game. What are your thoughts?
Well, it's been a very tough first half. I think we just got the break with a goal there, but there's very little between the two sides. We took our opportunity when we got it, but you know, it's a tough battle out around the middle of the field. At the minute we're just a wee shade in front, but it's going to be a hectic second half because Kerry's going to come out with all guns blazing, and certainly there's not a lot between the two sides.
The free just after the goal, you'd like to have got that one, Brian.
Yeah, that would have put us 5 in front, but Kerry missed a few as well. You know, I think both teams are a wee bit nervous at the start of the game, but they've really got stuck in it here, and there's very, very little between the two. Just that quality finish there from Oisin McConville, I think, was the difference between the two.
Thank you for talking to us, Brian.
Is it to be an Armagh-Galway All-Ireland football final? The people of Armagh would certainly like to believe so at this stage. Analysis not first half, coming up with the panel after the break.
Introducing a toilet paper unlike any you've felt before. New Charmin Ultra. Charmin's unique micro pockets mean it's the most absorbent paper and stays strong when wet, giving you a comfortable clean feeling every time. Morning. Nothing beats the comfortable clean feeling of new Charmin Ultra.
He is not right.
Whether you're working out or working hard, one thing is for certain. With Centrum, you benefit from what science is discovering about how vitamins, minerals and antioxidants help maintain health and immunity and unlock energy. Centrum, always complete from A to Zinc.
With the new Nokia Communicator, I do my banking using WAP services. Check my email on the move and send faxes from taxis. So there's no need to stop at the office after a meeting. With the Nokia Communicator, I can act on the move. Nokia, connecting people.
Bank of Ireland Football Championship.
Toss of the coin between the captains. First blood to Australia.
A couple of Australian.
The Coca-Cola International Rules Series. Tickets from Ticketmaster or the GAA website. There's no compromise in international rules.
If you'd like to get your paws on your very own cuddly Shaman bear, collect the tokens on specially marked Shaman packs.
It's 4:15 on a Saturday afternoon, and the second place in this year's All-Ireland football final is still up for grabs. 35 minutes more to sort it out, but Armagh will feel at half-time that they have at least 1 foot in the final, certainly on the way they played in that first half. There's the score: Armagh leading 1-7 to Kerry 6 points. A lot of frees in that first half, but funnily enough I didn't notice most of them. It flowed at such a pace. 7 wides in all in the game, and there were 3 yellow cards. Now all of those yellow cards issued against Kerry defenders: Seamus Moynihan, Tomás O'Shea and Tom O'Sullivan. And maybe that's a slight indication of the pressure that Kerry were under for periods anyway of that first half. Right then, joining me here in the panel at Croke Park we have Colin O'Rourke and Pat Spillane. A slightly worried Pat Spillane, I would suspect, because they have it all to do, Pat, in the second half.
A very worried Pat Spillane, yeah, after what was probably, I would consider, quite a disappointing Kerry performance. You know, the omens look good, the conditions were right, and unfortunately they haven't. Most unusual, look at the statistics, and sometimes they tell lies, sometimes they don't. Today, Armagh are now taking their chances. They scored 8 out of 10. Kerry got 13 chances, some quite good chances, of only kicked 6. The tactical switches in attack haven't worked. The half-forward line again have been a complete failure. Darragh Kinneady, a little improvement at centre-forward. Noel Kennelly, little contribution. Will be lucky to stay on the field in the next few minutes. And Dennis Dwyer contributed nothing. Now, the ply is to feed that Kerry full-forward line. But the difference between the Kerry full-forward line and the Armagh full-forward line, the Armagh full-forward line, the last 10 minutes or 5 minutes, played a 2-man full-forward line. Plenty space, moved the ball quickly. Kerry have a 3-man full-forward line. Now, Croke Park is narrower than last year, and it's very hard for 3 fellas to create space inside that. Yes, they have the beating of the Armagh full back line, but the space isn't being created, and allied to that, the ball that's coming in is either A, quite poor, or is coming in too slow. Although, if
you must give credit, surely, Colin O'Rourke, to the Armagh defence, who have really been on top of the game there.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It's very good quality football there and very good quality defending without too many frees. In contrast, Kerry, under less pressure at times, give away a few handy frees and a few yellow cards, so it means that their backs are walking on fairly thin ice. But the Kerry half-forwards will need to push much farther out the field because there isn't a gap behind them to play the ball into. Armagh have it right. They're drawing their men right out to the middle of the field and sometimes back into their own defence. So if they do get a break on the Kerry backs, it's generally a one-on-one situation, whereas if a Kerry forward gets by an Armagh back, there's nearly always somebody else to cover.
And yet, I suppose, in the final analysis of the first half, there's a goal between them.
Yes, and I thought Kerry were the better team for about the first 30 minutes. They played most of the good football, and yet Armagh hit them with this goal. And again, we see Marsden coming out, collecting good ball, very, very strong upper body, and goes for goal, and then feeds McConville on the burst. Seamus Moynihan had to go across to Marsden. McConville is coming through. That's an expert finish. Brilliant goal, there's no doubt about that. And Marsden and McConville, both of whom have disappointed in Croke Park in the past, are causing a good bit of trouble in the last 5 minutes of that half for the Kerry full back line.
Yeah, as we were saying a moment ago, Pat Spillane, some of the Kerry forwards are finding it difficult to get going. Now, mind you, Mike Frank Russell, who played well the last day, again he showed for the game today.
Yeah, I was surprised that they left in the McNulty again on Mike Frank, but we showed his first point. We'll see his first point here today, and it highlights what Kerry should be doing. The quick, beautiful crossfield ball from Darragh Kinneady into Michael Frank, and like I said, he's giving in the McNulty a lot of difficulty, and that's a superb point. Like I said, the Kerry, that's a beautiful outside of the right foot. He has the beat of in the McNulty. To be quite honest, there's an awful lot of fouling going on by that Armagh full backline, which the umpires aren't bringing Brian White's notice to. But this worrying thing, getting back to the fouling, I mean, Kerry have conceded more frees than any team in this year's championship. They now have 3 players in a yellow card. Like I said, some soft frees came out of late tackles. They were in non-scoring positions, and it's worrying for Kerry.
Yeah. Is that because, I mean, we see one of the Kerry players, perhaps Tomás O'Shea, looking to be still on the field, perhaps. Is that because they're under such pressure today, or is this just indicative of the fact that they're a bit frail at the back, this team?
You see what Armagh have done, and they did it successfully for the second half of that first half. John McEntee is now playing deep as a 7th defender. The half-back line are on top. They're carrying the ball at the Kerry defence. The Kerry defence are being forced into foul. They're not good on the back foot. And certainly it's worrying times for Kerry. I'm very worried, man, anyway.
Well, they're back out in the field, Colin O'Rourke, and ready for the fray for the second half. Maurice Fitz has to play a part in this second half.
Absolutely. I don't think he is trained. Somebody accidentally stamped on his toe, I think, in the drawn game. So, like, I'd say you will see him on. Noel Kennelly hasn't done a whole lot in that half hour, and be very surprised if they don't bring Maurice Fitzgerald in straight away.
OK, gentlemen, let's go back down to Jim Carney.
Tony O'Keefe, can you describe for us what the mood was like in your dressing room?
It's a bit somber at the moment, Jim. You know, that goal before half-time came at a very opportune moment for Armagh, you know, and it sort of hit us. We haven't been playing that well now. We'd be very disappointed the way we played in the first half, you know. So we're hoping now guys are going to dig deep. You know, everybody wants to play an All-Ireland final, like, and our fellas are going to be out there in the second half chasing it. But, you know, we've got to play with our heads and with our hearts. You know, we gave away a few silly frees at the end of the first half, and we've conceded, I think, it's 4 points from frees, you know, so that's a worry as well.
4 subs to go for you, Tony, but you didn't bring in anybody new for the second half.
No, Liam Hassel came in just before half-time, and I suppose there's no doubt we'll see Morris probably coming in fairly shortly, I'd say.
Thank you, Tony O'Keefe. Best of luck. Tony, thanks.
So Armagh back out here ready to do business, and you just wonder really when Kerry will spring Maurice Fitzgerald and give themselves an enormous lift. Just going back to that goal which we saw by Oisin McConville there with a minute or so to go to half time. Just looking at it once again, I think he did take about 6 steps, but he got away with it. So Brian White is ready to restart. 1-7 to 6 points, Armagh in front. Referee, I think, just waiting for the signal, making sure that everybody is, as it were. Paddy O'Shea there just in front of Maurice Fitzgerald, Sean Welsh, the county chairman, in the background there. And they've got a worried expression on their faces. And this is the first foul of the second half. Tony McEntee dragging down his midfield opponent, Darragh O'Shea the taker. It reaches Johnny Crowley. Out around left half forward at this stage. There's a certain lack of pattern and method to the Kerry attack this afternoon. Joe Reid getting that ball out into the centre. Justin McNulty dragged around. Darragh O'Shea putting in the challenge. Free kick to be taken here by Paul McGrain. It's a huge one. What a great ball into Barry O'Hagan. That's one he should have pointed. It was a wonderful pass downfield by Paul McGrain. And Barry O'Hagan knows he should have added to his 1 point tally so far. Look at this for a pass from about, let's see how far out he was. The best part of 65 metres, I would think. And it was a very good chance for O'Hagan. They've missed a free, and they've now missed that chance there, and they could, at this stage, be about 6 points ahead. That's a sideline ball. Frank Russell trying to gee up his colleagues, looking for that extra little bit of effort. In towards O'Hagan it goes once again, touched down by Seamus Moynihan. This time he's got assistance, but Paddy McKeever is pressurising the man in possession there, who was Tom O'Sullivan. He's gone down. Referee calling aside there, Tony McEntee. There was an elbow. Declan O'Keefe making a point to the referee. The referee's gone in to talk to his umpires. But there seemed to be an elbow by Tony McEntee. That's as we saw it here.
Yes, indeed, the Kerry defenders, they were quite irate at the way that challenge came in.
Tom O'Sullivan from Rathmore, same club as the goalkeeper, getting the attention there from Aoife Wiri. Referee's going to throw the ball in, I think, which is strange because if the umpires had a good look at it, they should have seen that elbow. McGrain is in there to challenge, got a touch on it. Comes back to Donald Daly. Darragh O'Shea, pressurised right in the corner there. Tomas O'Shea. They're passing it this way and that, eventually making a bit of headway. Here's Tomas O'Shea, figured against Armagh a couple of years ago at under-21 level, also in an All-Ireland semi-final. This time going low is Enda McNulty. Seemed to be a push on McKeever. Stepping out of danger there was Mike Hassett. Remember, his brother Liam is also on the field at this stage. But it's constant pressure from Armagh all over the field. Johnny Crowley. Darragh O'Shea. Good ball inside towards Johnny Crowley. Good shoulder. Mike Frank Russell has support outside. And the final effort is by Noel Kennelly, and he's put it wide, and it might be a case of the pressure from the Armagh backs paying off.
Very true, Ger, and all the Kerry attack at the moment is going laterally. They have no focal point in the full forward line to let the ball into, and they're passing over and back the field but not letting the ball in early.
This was the elbow just moments ago here, if we get a chance to see it. Yeah, it did come across, and down he went. Referee took no action. Maurice Fitzgerald is being prepared on the far side. There's a crisis in Kerry. Maurice Fitzgerald is coming in. Only 4 minutes into the second half. Things had not improved. So Maurice Fitzgerald coming in here to play in his 37th championship match for the Kingdom. And the player going off is Dennis O'Dwyer. So two members of the starting selected half forward line, as it were, have now gone. Although, of course, Edo McGarrett played for most of that time in the full forward line. Cathal O'Rourke going left this time. An unusual feature of the New Croke Park to have a shadow this early in the afternoon coming from the canal end. There's a trip. Referee says play away. Comes back towards Kieran Hughes. Worked inside towards Cathal O'Rourke. Short to Kieran McGeeney. Stepping into some difficulty. Hughes once again. Armagh with a 4-point lead. Here's John McEntee. That's impressive. That's a lovely kick. John McEntee, another one of the Crossmaglen contingent, delighting these young Armagh followers. Now they've got real hope in their hearts.
Yes, and again today what we have both John McEntee and Oisin McConville reproducing their club form in Croke Park for the first time.
Just looking at where Maurice Fitzgerald has gone in, he's gone into full forward on Ger Reid. They have to play the ball in long. Meanwhile, it's John McEntee, having got that lovely point to his brother Tony. Cathal O'Rourke stepping around Donald Daly. Late challenge coming in. Not a good block, however, and not a good shot by O'Rourke. Well, there's no point in bringing this man in unless you give him decent ball. Taking it down is Mike Hassett. Kennelly's waiting for it. Inside towards Johnny Crowley. Kicked in there once again towards Liam Hassett. And Hassett has put it over the bar. A rallying point for Kerry. Scored by Liam Hassett, has just come off the bench before half-time. Kerry get their first point of the second half. This was a nice little bit of play here. And the final shot coming from Liam Hassett from Lown Rangers. He's certainly fired up for the challenge, you can be sure of that. He's playing it right half forward. Kennelly's still at left half forward. Darragh O'Shea chasing after John McEntee to get this ball. Armagh trying to build. a lot of Kerry defenders putting in serious challenges, but Paddy McKeever was held, and it's going to be a free in for Armagh, 45 metres out. Cathal O'Rourke to kick this one. He's got 1 point so far in this match, and that is from three free kicks. Missed one just before half-time. Takes just about 6 steps up to the football. Nice breeze behind him. Kicking it wonderfully well, but to the right. He caught it beautifully, but couldn't direct it on target.
Again, there's a point to be made there, Ger. In the last couple of occasions Armagh have been here, the period after time has been the least profitable for them, and they're on top of the moment. They should be actually stretching that lead.
Instead, they're watching Seamus Moynihan carry it down. Still going forward, indestructible. Tomás O'Shea, inside, beautifully. Johnny Crowley coming to raid. Having to more or less do it on his own. Back to Mike Frank Russell. Kerry needing another score, and Mike Frank Russell, ever the danger, provides the point. It's his third of the game. He was man of the match in the drawn encounter. And now just that Oisin McConville goal between the teams. And there is another substitution being made. As you can see, coming in there is Tommy Griffin from Dingle. And the player going off is Tom O'Sullivan, the left half back. So we've had changes in the forward line, we've had changes in the backs. Mike Frank Russell, by the way, the scorer of that last point, he's got 3 points, as I said, from 3 shots. Excellent return. Meanwhile, Kieran Hughes swallowed up here by Noel Kennelly, and they're not letting him up, so the referee says that's going to be a free kick to Armagh. McGeady gives the advice. Hughes kicks towards Oisin McConville. Seamus Moynihan is fouled by McConville. He was going down to pick that ball up. The boot came in then. Armagh fans booing, but they can't have too many arguments with that decision by the referee. Here's Donald Daly. Good support play. Fitzmaurice getting it down towards Mike Frank Russell. Enda McNulty is alongside him, and McNulty wins this one. His brother Justin, 2 years older, expecting some support to be there. John McEntee. Well, he really kicked that one into space. And if Armagh now start to lose their shape, they could allow Kerry right back into this game in an even more meaningful way. Kerry with another free kick. Darrow Kennedy was fouled. Down towards Noel Kennelly. Into space. It was a useful opportunity, and the man coming through there was the substitute Tommy Griffin. And that has been touched on its way out, so it's gone for the game's first 45. We had a situation there where Paudie's team were under a lot of pressure, but Armagh were not taking those chances. A couple of frees missed. Another one from play there by O'Hagan some time ago. Gradually, bit by bit, the Kingdom are forcing their way back in here. They may not be playing all that well. Darrow Kennedy has kicked it well to the right. Well, he missed some frees as well in the drawn match. That was explained sometime later. Even with Maurice Fitz on the field there, they still opted to give Darrow Kennedy the kick. And I think Darrow Kennedy was injured in the very early stages of the match here 2 weeks ago. That might have explained his somewhat below form free kicking.
Actually, one of the things I think that Armagh have to avoid falling into the trap of now is taking too many men back the field. They have got to try and press home their advantage now, in particular that they're winning a lot of ball around the middle of the field. In the Ulster game against Derry this year and against Fermanagh, they tended to went ahead a lead to bring too many players back and leave their full forward line, and in particular, short of support players. So they mustn't fall into that trap.
That Armagh half-back line has been very impressive this season. And these ladies have made the long trip on a Saturday to Dublin to cheer on their team. McGeeney's okay. You remember years ago in the 70s when Kerry used to come here year after year with Pichet involved at right half-back. Maybe the crowds at that stage were down to about 20,000. Today we're up around 50,000. Fantastic change. Benny Tierney to kick this one. McGrain was rising up for it, was distant away from him by Dara O'Shea, wants it back. O'Hagan, playing it in behind the support player. Kerry, come forward, Dara O'Kineda, lobbed in there towards Mike Frank Russell. What a great catch that time by Justin McNulty. Great skill. Good positioning by the number 4. Armagh take it forward in measured fashion. Up towards Oisin McConville. Marsden's up there as well. Still they come through, still there's danger. Armagh needing a score here. And McKeever just running out of space. Seamus Moynihan back there. Linking up with Donal Daly. Likes to come back and help out whenever there's a hint of danger. Griffin getting that ball away. Fitzmaurice fisting it outside. Here's Mike Hassett. A goal between the teams. Into Maurice Fitzgerald. Great buzz of expectation. Dara O'Kineda once again. Great defending, and what a block by Kieran McGeeney. We've seen a wonderful shoulder from him in the first half. That was terrific. Just as Dara O'Kineda was winding up to kick it over the bar. And in the follow-up, it's badly missed by Fitzmaurice from Finuge. Eamon Fitzmaurice, former minor and under 21 star. McGeeney, however, from the Fianna, the team captain. What a block this is. Dara O'Kineda about to kick a point. Bang! Great skill.
Indeed, Jaron, it just shows that Seamus Moynihan has an exclusive rights to that particular skill. That was wonderful.
I mean, we've had this argument over the last number of years that there's no effective tackle. This is what happened here just a little while ago. That's a nice bit of skill also by Justin McNulty. But McGeeney showed us just moments ago there is a tackle. That's how to tackle. Get that ball down, block it. Goes over the head of John McEntee, but he was pushing or dragging, and it's going to be a free for Kerry. O'Shea about to take it. Mike Frank Russell had made an inviting run towards him. It's fumbled in there, it's missed, and Maurice Fitzgerald's inside there, thick of the action, trying to get the ball out. McGeeney's alongside him, Crowley's there as well. They get it back out towards Dara O'Kineda, and in the end they put it wide under the sheer force of pressure from the entire Armagh backline. It's one of those days when the backs deserve collective men of the match.
Yes, that's a fantastic piece of collective pressure from the Armagh backs, and that's the second occasion in the last couple of minutes that Kerry have shot wides under considerable pressure, and the Armagh defence are certainly in a one-to-one situation on top of their respective opponents at the moment.
Tierney. Again he drops it into the centre, and again Armagh bunched that little area, but this time they can't take it down. Instead it's a determined Dara O'Shea doing the little solo, playing it ahead here to Johnny Crowley. Player with great skill, good vision as well. Into the centre, Fitzmaurice comes forward, he's missed one earlier on. This time he gets it into Dara O'Kineda. Again there's a little block on that one, and it's gone for another 45. But what a display of defensive skills. A full range being demonstrated by the Armagh six backs.
And again, that time I think it was John McEntee getting back. It's just, it emphasises the work rate of the Armagh team throughout the field. A fabulous block again, putting the pressure on Dara O'Kineda.
So 17 minutes into the second half, still a long way to go.
And only 3 scores during the half so far.
Maurice Fitzgerald has come out to kick this 45. He has this toe injury we know all about. I asked him about it beforehand. He said he was okay. Let's see. Oh, he's dropped it right in. There's a goal chance. And again, the backs combine well. The 45 didn't quite have the range, but they came very close in the follow-up there as it dropped dangerously in front of Benny Tierney to getting their first goal of the day. And Noel Kennelly, I think, was the one who was quite close, or perhaps it was Liam Hassett. A real let-off for Armagh. Kerry now winning the issue at midfield. Darrow Kineda. Darrow O'Shea wants to take this one quickly to the advancing Eamon Fitzmaurice. Time and again he's been pushing forward in the second half. O'Shea playing it across here towards Tommy Griffin. Inside towards Johnny Crowley, trying to turn away from the defender. Still on the ground in there, not being allowed anything. And in the end, the referee has blown his whistle and given the free out to Armagh.
And indeed, space is at a premium there in front of the Armagh goals at the moment. It's awful overcrowding there, both by the Kerry forwards, and the Armagh players are managing to get back there in great numbers.
The match is being choked, in fact, just in front of that 20-metre line. So the free here to be taken by Benny Tierney from Mullabourne, playing today in his 28th championship match. He's a teacher in Newry. Paul McGrain couldn't hold on to it. Instead, Kerry get themselves a free kick, and the referee was thinking about a 13-metre penalty, in the sense of giving the team 13 metres shot nearer the goal. Now Maurice Fitzgerald dragged way out into the corner. Jerry trying to get in a challenge. Justin McNulty going low. Johnny Crowley's there as well for Kerry, but they get that ball away out as far as Tony McEntee, linking up with his goalkeeper. This time it's the pressure of the Kerry forwards that force him into the, well, somewhat something of a passing error, because Kieran Hughes has to battle manfully just to try and get it away from there, and in the end the referee says you held on too long and it's a free into Kerry.
There's a kind of a reversal of roles here, Ger, actually, whereas it has been the Armagh players that have been putting pressure on the ball player up to now. Now the Kerry forwards are doing it for the first time in the match.
Now it's holding up, as you can see. Kerry's last score was in the 43rd minute. Armagh's last in the 41st minute. Once again it's going to be Maurice Fitzgerald who will kick this as Kieran Hughes goes back of the goal area. Opting to kick it from the ground. Cathal O'Rourke is the nearest man to him. Referee telling him to get back 13 metres. There's the angle that confronts him. Hill 16, a sea of orange. That's curled delightfully. Beautiful kick. Maurice Fitzgerald's put it over the bar, and Maurice Fitzgerald has got his first point. Kerry fans will feel they're right back in this match. Now just 2 points adrift. 14 minutes remaining. Look at the referee here right in the middle of all of this as the build-up to this incident was developing. And Kieran Hughes was the player who seemed to be dragging him, and Cathal O'Rourke was there alongside Liam Hassett. Alan O'Neill has just come into the Armagh team in place of Barry O'Hagan. He came in 2 weeks ago as well, and he played really well. Big tall fellow. They needed freshening up. That's fisted back by Darrow O'Shea. Here comes Kieran Hughes. And again Armagh forced backwards. Diarmuid Marsden, the one who was on the ground there. Oisin McConville going back goal side, where he's being marked by Eamon Fitzmaurice. And the fresh man in, Alan O'Neill, has gone straight into full forward.
And I say him coming in actually is a response to the fact that Armagh are not winning a lot of ball outfield, nor in their forward line at the moment, and they need some ball winner in there.
Once again, Dan Turley is in to attend to an injured player. This time, as I say, it's Diarmuid Marsden. He's back with the action once again. There's the substitute we mentioned a little while ago. Cathal O'Rourke to kick this. A huge one in towards Alan O'Neill. Struggling to win it, however. That's great possession taken away there by Darrow O'Shea. Again, looking up to try and pick out a player. It's the other Dara O'Kinada. Support outside him there from Donal Daly. Daly coming forward. McGrain putting in the telling challenge. Here's Liam Hassett. Getting by Tony McEntee. It comes out here well. Once again, it's Fitzmaurice who's gone forward. And Fitzmaurice kicks and puts it over the bar. He was anxious to get among the scores today. That's about his 4th kick at the target. He's finally got a point, and all of a sudden now, there's very little between these teams. Here was Fitzmaurice holding it up well. Good purpose, good drive, great point. Armagh now lead by just a point. 12 minutes still to play in this Bank of Ireland replayed All-Ireland football semi-final. Place in the final towards the end of September against Galway at stake. Nicely delivered up there towards Oisin McConville. And that's a very good response. His first point of the second half, but he's now kicked a goal and 5. And Armagh fans realise if he can get the ball into Oisin McConville, he's in a very rich vein of form, playing really well today. And he has the ability to take those scores. Almost seems to be saying to the other players, give it into me.
That's a wonderful score altogether. And again, when you consider that he's been marked at the moment by Seamus Moynihan. 6
scores for him so far. 6 shots on the target as well. No Kennelly. Not functioning all that terribly well at left half forward. But then at times Kerry struggled to get beyond the Armagh half back line. Neat pick up by Dara O'Kinada. 2 men inside waiting for it. Maurice Fitzgerald breaks it down, but Armagh anticipate once again, and they get that ball away to Kieran Hughes. Just in beyond Paddy McKeever. Griffin playing that ball down, but it's snapped up by Justin McNulty. Kieran McGeeney. Great ball. But good anticipation by Tomas O'Shea just to keep it away from John McEntee, as a huge gap had opened up between the Kerry full back line and the Kerry goal. Strong challenges. Kerry get the free kick. Oisin McConville back doing his piece of defending.
Actually, at the moment, there isn't a single player inside the Kerry half of the field. Everybody is back in the Armagh half.
Armagh's reaction to Kerry's onslaught here in the second half has to be very, very defensive. McGeeney trying to exploit the gaps. This is an opportunity. Diarmuid Marsden's there. 2 against 2. Going for the score himself, but he's dropped it short. An easy one for Declan O'Keefe. Dara O'Kinada back around right half back. He's playing everywhere. Beyond Kennelly, and not a good ball in any case. There was simply no way the man from Listowel could have taken that pass. Cathal O'Rourke giving the instructions, going and taking it short. Again, they belted up a hit and hope one. At this stage, you'd have to say Armagh are just clinging on to their lead. And if Kerry can draw level in the next couple of minutes, well, it's going to make for a very fascinating last 6 or 7 minutes of this game. Here's Maurice Fitzgerald. Have they now weathered the storm, as it were? Great ball inside. Frank Russell trying to turn, and he's put it in the back of the net. The master has got a goal and 3 points. Kerry lead. 27 minutes into the second half. Once he got that ball inside, Frank Russell put it well away into the corner. There was little Tierney could do, and Kerry have a 1 point lead. Now Armagh are going to have to come out of their defensive shell. McCarthy lets this one drop back. harmlessly over the end line and again wasted possession.
But we must take our hat off to Maurice Fitzgerald, his vision and the way he was able to spot Michael Frank loose in front of the goals.
This is it again. Look at this for a precise pass. And when you talk about precision, how about this for great control by a young man? Here he comes once again. The backs were all over the place at this stage. They must be very weary. Now, will the Armagh heads drop as a response to that goal? 50,051 people, I gather, the attendance this afternoon here. Huge attendance for a Saturday match. Armagh trying to get possession. Kieran McGeeney trying to drive them forward. They trailed also, of course, at about the same stage 2 weeks ago. They've got themselves a free. And it's a free from where the ball lands for a late challenge. Which means the referee, having seen one of the Kerry players dragging an Armagh man's shirt, has placed the ball just inside the 45-metre line.
I think he's calling it actually against Seamus Moynihan, who seemed to be holding on to Paddy McGeever there.
Oisin McConville, scorer of a goal and 5 points. Once again, lots of jeering and booing. And he put it beautifully over the bar. He levels the match. 5 times the teams have been level. 6 minutes are left. It could yet go to extra time. Here's Tomás O'Shea. Seamus Moynihan. Now, Noel Kennelly. Moynihan trying to go forward. Darragh O'Shea. Now what will Kerry's response be? Again they have Eamon Fitzmaurice heading down in the direction of the Armagh goal. He's advancing time and again. And this ball has gone wide. The last kick was by Maurice Fitzgerald. Well, interesting that Cathal O'Rourke was going off a little while ago, about to be substituted, as you can see, by Stephen MacDonald, a player who made a big impression in the Ulster Championship. But the change has now been made. And he's a very useful forward. Looked a bit nervous in the opening game, but now, with the team's level, there's every incentive. 5 minutes are left. Kerry get it back. Tomás O'Shea. Armagh a little fortunate not to concede a free kick there, as Kieran Hughes seemed to foul Tomás O'Shea as the ball was played away. Fisted on there by the freshman in Stephen MacDonald. Seamus Moynihan getting it out as far as Donald Daly. Two sides who must be very, very weary. That's Reid. He wins the duel over there. He's also fouled, and it's a free to Armagh. Every possession important here now, every free kick. Huge pressure on players all over the field. MacDonald is calling for it. Never reaches him, but it's a sideline ball on the far side, just as Darragh O'Shea was ready to take it downfield. It's a very dramatic semi-final once again. Brian McAlinden, the former goalkeeper. Plenty of advice coming in from the mentors. Oisin McConville ready to kick this one in. Several runs being made close to him. Goes short in the end. Paddy McGeever trying to make some inroads on the Kerry defence, but they stand firm here. Kerry looking to get back into another All-Ireland final and a match-up with Galway. Still time to go. 3 minutes. Noel Kennelly. Kieran Hughes trying to block his path to goal. Darragh Kinneady, they slow it down. Look to get a decent shot in, and that is exactly what Darragh Kinneady has done. His third point. Delighted Kerry fans. He slowed it down beautifully and then had the confidence to kick it looked around, you could see his first thought perhaps a pass, but the wiser action taken to kick it over the bar. Now it's up to Armagh. O'Neill dropping it in there, and the referee watching the play, keeping a very close eye on things, and it's going to be Armagh possession. Stephen McDonnell leaving it there for Oisín McConville.
What you have to admire there about Kerry was the way they varied their style. They played a possession style game, more or less an Armagh style game, to get that last point.
An intriguing match. McConville kicking from a very tight angle. Nicely held in there by the man who's always back supporting, Dara O'Shea. A real powerhouse and a real tour de force in a way this afternoon. He works tirelessly, as they say. He's got a terrific engine, showing tremendous energy up and down the field. So Kerry leading by the minimum. About 2 minutes left. Will there be another score? Armagh working hard to get it back. John McEntee laying it across here. His brother Tony going forward, chased by Donald Daly. Still Tony McEntee laying it off to Diarmuid Marsden. Armagh have to get a decent shot in. Time running away, a minute to go. Kieran McGeeney, nice ball across there towards the substitute Stephen McDonnell, almost in on goal. Was it touched on the ground? It was, and it's a free about 25 metres out. The referee, it's not going to count. It went over the bar by Stephen McDonnell, but it's not going to count. The players didn't hear the referee, who had whistled for a free just moments before that. So the ball touched on the ground, and now the pressure is all on Oisín McConville.
Yeah, I think it was a correct decision there. It was Eamon Fitzmaurice actually who flicked it away, and the referee had called the free before the ball was kicked over.
McConville has put it over the bar. He hasn't missed any this afternoon. He's tied it up in the very last minute of the game. He's scored a goal and 7 points for his team. And it's 111 to 111. The teams are level now for the 6th time. Are we heading for a half an hour of extra time, or will there be a winner? Here comes John McEntee. A chance. It's dropping short. O'Keefe has it, and Declan O'Keefe plays it out here to the wings. Tomás O'Shea has blown. The referee only allowed about 5 seconds of injury time, and the teams are going to have another chance in extra time here at Croke Park. 15 minutes each way to decide who plays Galway in this year's All-Ireland football final. What a battle they had down there. It might have been a shame to see either team lose it in the last minute or so, but there you go, they've got an opportunity, and Frank Russell got that wonderful goal after 27 minutes of the second half. And so the final score, as it were, at the end of 70 minutes of dramatic football: Armagh 111, Kerry 111. There's still more to go.
And we're not finished with it yet. There'll be another half an hour to decide who plays Galway in the All-Ireland final. Join us after the break.
Get the shave of your life. Mach 3. It's so effortless. You take one stroke, it takes 3. The closest shave in fewer strokes with less irritation. Mach 3 from Gillette. And now, try new Gillette Series Arctic Ice Shave Gel.
Sorry.
Looking for customers? Make your business mobile.
The juicy, the yum, yum,
So why don't you give your mouth one? Give your mouth. Give your mouth. Give your mouth a Maynard's wine gum.
Only in tomorrow's Irish Sunday People, get Maxim Uncut, an extra free 16-page glossy magazine full of the loveliest creatures from Maxim. Oh yes, I say, ding dong. Only in tomorrow's Irish Sunday People, lovely people, Sunday people.
You wouldn't, would you? And yet, every day, people like you ignore all the warnings. Drift into danger. Forget to pay attention. Forget that even one drink can impair your driving. Forget to wear your seatbelts. Forget the speed limits. And forget the crushing reality that nothing on the road is more crushable than you. Supported by Shell to save lives.
Oh, Lucozade. Thanks, lovey. Oh. Spartacus! Boris! I'll give you woof woof.
Toss of the coin between the captains. First blood to Australia.
Restrain a couple of Australians.
The Coca-Cola International Rouge Series. Tickets from Ticketmaster or the GAA website. There's no compromise in international rules.
Looking for customers? Make your business mobile.
They love the Irish.
Everyone's going to Australia. Huge day off.
The Irish in Oz, the Crack Down Under, Thursday at 9:40 on Network 2.
You're welcome back again to Croke Park. So there will be extra time in the second All-Ireland football semi-final. 140 minutes of football played so far. Still no decision between them. Well, Pat Spillane is a little bit more relieved at the end of that. Now, obviously, not out of the woods yet, but Colin O'Rourke a little bit like the drawn game the first day. Either side could have won it or lost it in the end.
Yes, and I think Kerry showed great heart because they had a period of dominance in the middle of that second half and had wide after wide after wide. And normally in such circumstances, players' heads drop a bit, you know. But instead of that, they fought on. We knew Armagh had great heart with the way they came back, but Kerry have demonstrated. It may not have been the greatest second half in terms of quality, but the effort and tension and all-round fitness levels is incredible. And it was thoroughly riveting stuff. I think everybody here has enjoyed this game immensely. I wouldn't like nearly to call a winner at this stage, but I think Kerry have the better footballers, but they just have that bit of problem today converting the chances into scores.
They did, Pat, though, in the second half. They did need that goal because they were trailing this game all the way through.
They did. I suppose if you look at the game over 70 minutes in terms of possession, you would say probably Kerry had dominated in terms of possession and had the more chances and should have created them. Armagh fell into the cardinal sin of a Gaelic football team trying to defend the lead. It cannot be done. They sat back, they funneled 8 players back behind the ball, left Kerry come at them. Kerry's attack was slow and ponderous and played into their hands at times. But I mean, Armagh scored 1 score from play in the second half, 2 from frees. So I mean, defence doesn't work in Gaelic. If you're on top in Gaelic, you drive home your advantage. But look at the goal. The goal I highlighted in the first half. that you needed a two-man Kerry full forward line and you needed the ball going in fast. Now what you had here is a beautiful vision, beautiful distribution by Maurice Fitzgerald. Michael Frank isolated inside. Now he had a lot of work to do, because if you see him, there was the goalie and two defenders, shimmied to his left and took a beautiful shot right into the corner, unstoppable. But that's the sort of play Kerry should have been working, but they didn't. All too often it was carried, it was short passed. Armagh kept funneling back. Kerry kicks got blocked down, or harmless kicks into Benny Tierney's hand. That's the sort of play Kerry need to break down that Armagh defence, and that's the sort of play Kerry need if they're going to win this extra time. But like Colm said, great character by that Kerry team. It's something that's often thrown against them, but they showed it there.
One man who had a lot of possession and didn't use it very well at times was Darragh Kinnaid, the full forward column, but yet we thought he got the point that was going to win it for Kerry.
Yes, I thought that Kerry would have taken off Darragh Kinnaid because he was guilty of some dreadful shooting and kicked a wild ball over the line and seemed to be a little bit lackadaisical, and yet, you know, he had to have the courage of his convictions when he got this chance, and it wasn't an easy one. Here he is, it looks as if he's wanting to give it to somebody and then decides, well, to hell, I'm going to have a go myself, and kicked a brilliant point. And again, it showed a bit of character, because the easy thing for any player when you're playing badly is just shovel the ball off to somebody else and let them take on the responsibility. But that instance there again showed Armagh invited Kerry to come at them, and when you do that, if you have fellas who can kick points from long range, it's going to backfire. They did exactly the same against Derry in the Ulster final. But again, fair credit to Armagh, when they found themselves in a sticky situation, they were able to up their game and come back. And Oisin McConville has been the only real threat up front now for the whole second half. Kerry backline have been totally dominant, apart from McConville. Moynihan has given another absolute exhibition of football, and McConville has kept Armagh in the game.
The one thing about this extra time now, Pat, is what I noticed in the last 5-10 minutes of that game, players were generally knackered all around the field. Now, they've taken a 10-minute break, but fitness now surely is the key factor, not football and what's left.
There's no doubt about it, but I mean, the fitness levels attained by, are achieved by inter-county teams now is at an all-time high. The fitness we saw outside there today has been absolutely superb. But you must remember now, for 70 minutes you have 5 substitutions. Now they're allowed bring on more subs. Yeah. So I think the few little switches, an extra fresh leg or two in the subs, could make that little vital, because there's very little between the teams. It'll be a controversial refereeing decision or a very astute switch or substitution on the part of one of the management could turn this game.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Well, we've been looking forward to that extra time coming up in a few minutes. I'm sure a man who's also looking forward to what's left, perhaps, certainly if there's a Kerry win, there's Ger O'Keefe, former great Kerry player. He's down the sideline now with Jim Carney.
Ger O'Keefe, 23 years ago, they say the greatest game of football ever played, Dublin and Kerry. You captained Kerry that day. But Ger, you know, in some ways, this game has that sense of excitement and passion, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, it's a fantastic game. It mightn't be a great spectacle, but the passion shown by the two teams in the second half there, and the fighting there in the last 5 minutes when there's very little between the teams. You know, nobody prepared to give up. Everybody going for everything. You know, everybody doing things as if their life depending on it. It's fantastic for amateur sport to see guys going out here today and doing what they've done. It's been a marvellous occasion here in Croke Park today. And the next half an hour, well, I'd say will be even better.
Yeah. Ger, as a Kerryman, do you feel that your team will be that a little bit more up maybe in the dressing room right now?
Well, I think that the fact that we came back in the second half from the dead at half time, it should give us that extra little bit of a lift, knowing that we can do it. This Kerry team seems to play poorly and then playing very well. It's very hard to get a balance in the team, whatever is the problem. And this is the great enigma about them, and that's why nobody can say they'll ever win a match. And you can't make them favourites for anything, because you really don't know what they're going to do. They can play brilliant or they can play poorly.
And equally now, nobody can say that Armagh threw it away the last day.
No, well, I always felt that Armagh would have the advantage going into this game, because they had never beaten Kerry before, and they would say, no, you know, we drew with them, we were unlucky to lose, we have nothing to fear about coming up the next day, irrespective of replays where Kerry have always had this tradition about winning them. But that doesn't make any difference in the modern game anymore.
Ger O'Keefe, great seeing you in Croke Park. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jim.
Well, Colm O'Rourke, perhaps Ger O'Keefe put his point on it there with the Kerry team, that we don't quite know what to make of them at times. They can be brilliant and they can be terrible at other times in the game.
Yes, but they played fairly consistent for the whole second half in terms of possession. It was generally the scoring which was causing the problems. Other days they had absolute brilliance and did notch up 1-3, 1-4 and then go to sleep for 15 minutes. Really, when the gun was put to their head there, everybody dug in, and, you know, at least one ball, which was the big problem the last day. Like, it's an amazing thing in contrast from the last day. Armagh dominated possession-wise and couldn't score. Kerry had a lot of possession today and couldn't score. I think too what's going to happen here, I think the yellow card, strangely enough, carry on to the extra time, but you will have 5 extra subs allowed. So it's a new game, but the yellow cards still carry on. That's my understanding from previous games. I'd say Kerry will be bringing back in the likes of McGarrett because he's great legs.
Of course,
and he'll be the man now maybe for extra time.
And he went off early enough in the first half as well, so he should be fresh enough. Pat Spillane, Kerry are back, as we can see, ready for the fray for the second half, still waiting for Armagh. How do you feel now with a half an hour left in it? Can they do it?
I feel a lot more confident than I did at half time. I didn't think this Kerry team would fight. Playing badly, they were 5 points behind. Now they finished that game. I mean, they were the better team in that second half. They're coming out fresher. They looked fitter at the end and they look sharper. There's a great belief there. There's a great character we see in this team. And with Morris there up front as leadership, he's posing a lot of threat. And I'll still sneakily go for Kerry, but it's because the green and gold blood is there.
All right, with a quick shot there of Oisin McConville, contributed a goal and 7 points to this match so far. Presumably he'll have a few more to contribute. Let's go back again to our commentary team. And Ger Canning.
Yes, we're looking forward to the next half an hour. 2 15-minute halves, as you know, in extra time on this great day of sport. Don't forget the Soccer International World Cup qualifier coming up immediately, more or less immediately after this, around about 7 o'clock tonight. That's Ireland against Holland, and I hope you can join me at Shelbourne Park at 5 to 10 tonight. A little later than usual for the final of the Greyhound Derby. Lots of good sport then to look forward to, and the whole of this final phase, as it were, as well. One question, Martin Carney, we were noting during that second half the number of times Eamon Fitzmaurice was coming forward. He had 4 shots at the target. Why was he allowed to do that, I wonder?
Well, I think it's an indication of Armagh's defensive mode and the way they kept players coming back behind the ball. And I mean, from my point of view, I think had Eamon a little bit more composure on 2 of the earlier occasions, he certainly could have kicked Kerry into a match-winning situation. Another couple of things actually maybe to note in this half. It's important that the team who's going to win gets the early scores. I often think in extra time that if you can get early scores, build up a little bit of confidence, sow seeds of doubts in the opposition, then you can go on and win the game.
The referee, I think, had forgotten to toss at the start of the extra time period. The players, I think, reminded him, and when he came to do the toss, the player said, well, what the heck, let's stay as we are. So it's going to be Kerry who will play from left to right. So the start of the first 15 minutes of extra time. 111 to 111. Kieran McGeeney is dragged around by Liam Hassett. First free of this first half of extra time. McGeeney, a huge one down towards Tony McEntee. Dishing it off there towards the man who's really in form, Oisin McConville, and it comes down off the post. And Darragh O'Shea is back there to help his defence. Michael McCarthy trying to get the ball away. Good pass as far as Liam Hassett, but Armagh having the first scoring chance in extra time. Hassett. Johnny Crowley trying to turn away there from the attentions of Justin McNulty. Second time of asking. And it just gets inside the left-hand post and it goes over the bar. It's just Johnny Crowley's first point in the match, but it gives Kerry the lead in extra time. Well, that's a terrific start. They could have fallen a point behind with following that shot by Oisin McConville. Instead they lead 112 to 111. Benny Tierney again opting to kick it right down the centre, where the dominant player has been Darragh O'Shea. Coming forward again, and this one is kicked in here. It's gone wide. The boot of Mike Hassett, the one who hit that shot in. And just as Eamon Fitzmaurice is coming forward, we've noticed Mike Hassett in this game has been coming forward into the Armagh half time and again. This is the Johnny Crowley point, the first in extra time. Armagh fans will wonder, did their team retreat far too much during the second 35 minutes? Kerry making a very good start. Darragh O'Shea picking out Dara Okineda. Again with the outside of the boot, he drops it in there dangerously. Mike Frank Russell playing it back well. Liam Hassett. Back to Donald Daly. Usually scores in championship matches, and this one is nicely over the bar. Donald Daly gets his first point of the day. It's his 7th ever point in championship football, but it now means that Kerry have a 2-point lead. There was speculation as to who'd make the better start. Now we know it's the Munster champions.
And indeed, the place they're starting to get on top on is actually in the middle of the field, where Darragh O'Shea and Donald Daly have started the extra time period very effectively.
It's 113 to 111. And I've noticed that Tony McEntee has been taken off, and John Donnellan has come into the Armagh team. Two sides showing wonderful fitness, but they must be very weary. Mike Hassett, Donald Daly inside for Maurice Fitzgerald, but Fitzgerald is forced out, 50 metres out. Liam Hassett, impossible one for John Crowley to take. Instead it is Enda McNulty. Here's his brother Justin. Now the fullback, Ger Reid. Fumbled there by Paul McGrain. Darragh O'Shea outside towards Kennelly. Again the centre half back, Eamon Fitzmaurice, is up with the attack. Maurice Fitzgerald just overhitting this one, and Donald Daly couldn't contain it.
That's very careless football actually by Morris that time. A simple punch pass for what he should have given to Donald Daly.
Armagh with only one attack so far in these opening minutes. That's where the Oisin McConville shot came off the post. Enda McNulty fumbling a bit. McGeaney somehow keeping it in there, but Liam Hassett stealing forward. Now Darragh Kineda, this is dangerous. It's Mike Frank Russell, he's got another! 4 minutes into extra time. Mike Frank Russell gets his second goal of the match. That's 2 goals and 3 points in all now. Lovely combined play, great awareness, and what a deadly finish.
And again, it's all coming as a consequence of Kerry pressure on the Armagh players.
Armagh now being ripped apart, even in the first 5 minutes. Tomas O'Shea loses it this time. That's forward by Dermot Marsden. But Kerry composure at the back, again very evident. Eamon Fitzmaurice. Great ball inside, but lost by Maurice Fitzgerald. McGeaney. That's a good pass to Oisin McConville. The one forward, I think, who could really damage Kerry, but he's playing very deep just now. Not a bad ball inside for Stephen McDonnell. He holds it up there. McConville has made his way in. Here he is, trying to dart his way through. Still McConville, down he goes, he was dragged, and it's going to be a free from about 15 metres out. It means a chance of a first point in extra time. Ollie O'Shea must be absolutely thrilled with the start they have made. A goal and 2 points after just 6 minutes of extra time. Will this be Armagh's first point in the extra period? Relatively simple free, put over with ease. Oisin McConville, the scorer of a goal and 8 points. But it's 213 to 112. Declan O'Keefe trying to target Donald Daly that time. The referee says that kick is going downfield in favour of Armagh. Here's Stephen McDonnell. Marsden's making a good run inside. He goes for the shot himself and he puts it over the bar. Stephen McDonnell. So now 2 in a row for Armagh, and a goal between them. The fans will feel a bit happier here. It must have been absolutely devastated by the start the team made to the first 15 minutes of extra time. But it's 213 to 113.
That's a great response from Armagh actually. And again, the 2-man full forward line of McDonnell and McConville at the moment are causing difficulties if the ball is going into them.
Armagh have shown great character and ability to come back in the past, and in the Ulster Championship this year they've had very tight matches. Noel Kennelly dragged around back there, feeling the left side of his face. Darragh O'Shea will take the free kick. And there is a player injured across to the far side. The referee has stopped the play. I think it's Darragh O'Kinneide. Looks like he's got cramp. Very early stages to be going down with cramp, and interesting that the referee opting to stop the match.
Yes, of course, Ger, out there is so warm at the moment. It's been a very, very warm afternoon, and I'd say the fluid intake the players have taken early on is starting losing its value at the moment, and it's noticeable at the beginning of the second half. Darragh O'Kinneide was loosening the calf muscles actually considerably before the throw-in.
Again, we have to remind you that it is essentially a new game, so 5 subs can come on here. Well, he'll try and run this one off a little bit and get back into the action. He scored 3 points in the game so far, and that from a total of 6 shots. Darragh O'Shea going short this time, being fed that ball back by Mike Hassett. Again, Maurice Fitzgerald. Back there with him is Paddy McKeever. Armagh prepared to boot it out, and the referee says that's going to be a sideline ball to Armagh. But let's just see. Kerry are protesting.
Yes, from here I thought actually that it was a Kerry ball, but again the referee seems to be agreeing with the linesman and giving it to Armagh, which I think is wrong.
McGeaney. If this produces a score at the Armagh end, I think Kerry would be very, very vexed and annoyed. Instead, it's Kerry with that ball kicked in the direction of Johnny Crowley. Comes down here towards Liam Hassett. He's dragged down 13 metres out, dragged down by Andrew McCann. McCann is now the one who needs the attention, and it could be cramped once more. We could see quite a bit of this. Éadán McGarrett is being brought back into the match in favour of the cramp victim there, Darragh O'Kinneide. So back in for his second spell. I'm sure when he went off just before half-time he felt that was the end of his involvement for this particular semi-final. Now where will they opt to play him? Wasn't really successful as a full forward while he was on, so he may well be played somewhere in the half-forward line.
Well, I think at the moment actually as Maurice Fitzgerald is playing full forward, and I think as Colm said in his preview of the extra time, McGarrett will probably come into the half-forward line and give extra legs and a little bit more running power to the Kerry half-forwards.
This free will be taken by Noel Kennelly from the hand. He scored 1 point from play already. And again it's dropped short, and again Benny Tierney takes it, but it's almost blocked. It was blocked indeed, but it went off a Kerry man, and it's a kick out to Armagh.
That was a very, very tired kick by Noel Kennelly actually, and it's probably an indication of the tiredness that's creeping in to the players at the moment.
We're in the 12th minute, as you can see, of the first portion of extra time, but there's a lot of football to be played yet here, and only a goal in it. Armagh have got the free kick. Kieran Hughes. That ran away from Stephen MacDonald. They try to feed it in towards Oisin McConville. Moynihan as ever back there. A very strong figure, Diarmuid Marsden. This time they carry it forward there through John Donaldson, former Louth player. Comes back, that's another great block, and it's touched on the ground. The danger averted, but only momentarily. That's a tired-looking Seamus Moynihan there. And the free kick by Armagh will be taken, of course, by Oisin McConville. This to put just 2 points between the teams. That's another. A goal and 9 points. What a contribution. What a performance.
And credit Armagh, actually, they're nibbling away at the Kerry lead. The second half start that Kerry had against them could have deflated them and dispirited them, but they're nibbling away, and remember, they're going to have the advantage of the wind in the second half.
Kerry had a lead, I think, of a goal and was it 2 points at one stage at the start of this extra time period. So running repairs this time to Diarmuid Marsden, who of course had a leg injury, kept him out of the Ulster final. Oisin McConville has scored 10 scores out of 11 shots. It's some performance. Just about 2 minutes of the first half left. Remember, you're watching extra time. That time it's Liam Hassett who has fouled. Here's Tomas O'Shea, transferring it to Mike Hassett. Donald Daly couldn't hold it. Johnny Crowley advancing, playing it back there towards Liam Hassett once again. Over the head of his brother Mike, also over the head of Aidan McGarrett, having to go back, working hard. Alan O'Neill back there challenging, and there too was Paddy McKeever. That's going to be a free in.
I think that was a very, very silly foul to give away, because there was two Armagh players confronting Aidan McGarrett there, who was going away from goals when he got the ball, and they should have simply just policed him out towards the sideline. They didn't have to give that free away.
Well, Darrow Kinnaid is off. He hasn't been taking the frees anyway. We saw Noel Kennelly miss a free, so now it's the turn of Maurice Fitzgerald in the last minute of the first half of extra time. This to put a goal between the teams. Again, he's being booed and jeered. Looks composed. And he's put it wide. It wasn't an easy kick, but you just get the feeling that the injury that's kept him out is troubling him. He's not kicking as truly and as freely as he has been in the past.
No, that ball wasn't struck with any degree of confidence, or certainly with the confidence that you associate with Maurice Fitzgerald when he's placed kicking at top of his form.
Well, the referee only allowed 5 seconds of injury time at the end of the 70. Let's see what he'll do here. Kennelly striking this, and again it's gone short, and again it's taken by Benny Tierney. Armagh will feel they're in with a right good chance. They trail by just a couple of points, and there'll be another 15 minutes to play. Paul McGrain inside to Diarmuid Marsden. We haven't seen the best of him this afternoon. John Donaldson is the player who goes down. It's a free to Armagh. This time the referee has already played 30 seconds of injury time. Mind you, there were stoppages for the attention for cramp and so on. And that is a push by Stephen MacDonald. Free to Kerry. Seamus Moynihan about to take it. Donald Daly making the run across, and you can really just look down now and see the players really, really tired. And they have another second half of extra time to go through for a place in this year's All-Ireland football final against Galway. And there is Michael Frank Russell, whose goal after 4 minutes of the first period of extra time was the vital score, really. But credit Armagh, they came back powerfully, and there are just 2 points between the teams, because the half-time score during extra time shows that Kerry have a lead, and their lead is 213 to 114.
Yes, half-time or three-quarters time, I suppose, it probably really is this stage in the match. Colm O'Rourke, Kerry made the kind of start in that extra period of extra time that they really wanted to kind of put their imprimatur on this game.
Yes, and Kerry were the dominant team in that, and they really should have it over now, because, you know, apart from getting a goal and 3 points, Noel Kennelly had a very bad miss from a free, and Morris missed another free. But Armagh won't give in, and they have shown tremendous heart and courage to come back. Like most teams in extra time, 5 points behind, the limbs are tired, the mind is beginning to give in, cramp is becoming a big problem, yet Armagh wouldn't lie down. They've dragged themselves back into it again, 2 points in it, and it's still anybody's game.
Well, it's Interesting there, actually, Pat Spillane, that I know both teams are having a little bit of work down and rub out at this break period, but Armagh seem to be in more trouble fitness-wise.
Well, I was up in Armagh last week, and one of the things I was surprised to hear about was that since the drawn match, they had trained quite hard.
Yeah. It's interesting now, sorry to cut across you, but if you look at both teams, the Armagh players, so many of them are sitting on the ground getting treatment. Now, although this Kerry player is, generally the Kerry players are on their feet.
They are, like I said, the point I was making, that it seemed Armagh trained very hard physically since the drawn match, so perhaps there's a certain amount of tiredness come in, inevitably. Kerry did not do any physical training since the draw match, but played a lot of football. Now, they certainly looked a fresher team. To Kerry's advantage in that first half of the draw match was the fact that with both teams getting tired, there's a lot of space becoming available, and that suits this Kerry forward line. The only thing, as Colm said, they had a few chances to put the game away, and they could rue those yet.
Yes. But at the same time, Colm, you want...
A big point with regard to the fitness and the cramp is, if players weren't taking on fluid during the game, not just at the start and at half-time, on a day like today, which is very warm, players need to drink continuously during the game. Now, it's a bit of a problem here because you're not supposed to be getting bottles of water in and this sort of thing, but any player who hasn't been taking on at least a couple of pints of water since the beginning of the match will now cave in.
Well, it still remains very tense stuff, obviously, whether you're a fan of Armagh or a fan of Kerry or indeed a former player. Now, we heard from Ger O'Keefe, former Kerry great, a few minutes ago. Ger Houlihan, who was part of this team, I suppose, just before they made this breakthrough and injury, partly cut his career short, but he's talking to Jim Carney now.
Gerard Houlihan, this is a magnificent spectacle for football followers watching, but for the players here, how is it going to end?
Oh, it's very draining on the players. I mean, you see them, a lot of them go down with cramp. It's a very, very warm day. Very, very close match. Still hard to call. We come back really well after the goal. It shows the resilience of this team, but I think if Armagh can get the ball in the hands of Oisin McConville, we can do damage still.
No, it did favour Kerry, didn't it, 10 minutes ago?
Oh, it did. Certainly, they started better than us and into the extra time. We're still not happy with the ball we're getting in midfield, and we're probably not getting enough quality ball into our forward line. But what ball we do get, when we get it into the right people's hands, we're making it count, and that's what's keeping us right in the game.
And your subs are doing well?
Yeah, subs are doing well. Although I think Kerry did credit. Hassett and all has come on, and they've made a big change in the Kerry team, particularly in the second half.
For the people who are watching but can't experience it here at first hand, Gerard, this is something else, isn't it?
Oh, it's a bit. I mean, it's unbelievable. I thought I'd never see the day there'd be extra time in the second semi-final in All-Ireland, and both teams are still in there with a realistic chance.
And Armagh have unbelievable support. I mean, it's a sea of Armagh colour.
Aye, they're good. They are good support. I mean, it's been a torture for tickets, but they're all here. They're all kitted out, and hopefully we can get the result for them.
Great to see you here too, Gerard. Thank you for talking to us.
Okay, bye.
And of course, Ger Houlihan is still part of the Armagh party. I think he played in the semi-final here in 1982 when Jimmy Smith, the great Jimmy, was the captain at centre half forward. I think this is also, subject to correction, I'm sure somebody will tell me if I'm wrong, that this is the first time a semi-final has ever gone into extra time in a replay. 15 minutes remain. Kerry with a 2-point lead. It's 2:13 to 1:14. Here we go again. Nice catch by Paul McGrain. Kicked in by John McEntee. It's a big, big one. Michael McCarthy doing well in front of his own goal. Out there towards Mike Hassett. Challenged by Stephen MacDonald. And that is a 45. Well, when you think about Armagh's performance here today, one of the real problems for them has been the lack of spread of scores, because McConville almost single-handedly has kept him in the game. A goal and 9 points out of 114.
And to think, Gerard, that we were critical of McConville beforehand because of the fact that he hadn't produced his best form in Croke Park up to now. But again, if Armagh are to win, he needs to get a little bit more from Stephen MacDonald, much more from Diarmuid Marsden.
They go short, McConville inside, taking it back there from Paddy McKeever, looking for a point that will put just one between them. Out to McKeever once again. Good penetrating run, but as he's running into a cul-de-sac, he's held on too long. And it's a free out to Kerry. I think Armagh followers will feel that there was a chance of a score just a few seconds ago there. I think, as Ger Houlihan was saying, if you give it into McConville, you have a real chance. He can win the match for his county. Eardon McGarrald. Here comes Eamon Fitzmaurice. penned back in this extra time period. Fitzmaurice, noticeable that he hasn't been going forward at every opportunity. And there's Enda McNulty in some trouble. Ger Reid back to help out. Maurice Fitzgerald putting something of a despairing challenge. Reid across here to Andrew McCann, the goal hero a fortnight ago for Armagh. Seamus Moynihan coming across, great assurance in his play. Two men chase after him. Over the head that time of Liam Hassett, seized on here by Kieran Hughes. It's the type of match you wouldn't take your eyes off for a moment. But certainly not when we're into the last 13 minutes. Dara O'Shea. That's a good ball out there by Fitzmaurice. Maurice Fitzgerald again knocking one in here. Aidan McGarrell touching it down, but coming in for it is John McEntee. And of course, if the sides were level at the end of 15 minutes here, I think we would be going to a third match and a real fixture pile-up. Kieran Hughes. This time it's across towards Stephen MacDonald. Infield to Alan O'Neill. Stopped, however. Good cohesion back there by the Kerry backs. Never panicking. Maurice Fitzgerald setting off, but he's dragged down, and it's a free to the kingdom.
Just going back a moment or two ago to that effort by Oisin McConville, where he should have maybe gone for a score. Armagh might rue that at the end of the day. They needed an early score to renew their confidence.
Well, the man we were talking with and listening to just a little while ago, Ger Houlihan, has come in. He's come in to bring his experience to bear, and Paddy McKeever is the one who's making way. What a fairy tale story this would be if Ger Houlihan could come in and get some vital scores.
He's actually a very useful player, carries a lot of experience, probably playing inter-county for the last 14 years, and I noticed that he's going into the edge of the square, probably as an orthodox target man.
So Brian McAlinden along with Brian Canavan making the latest switch. The players are glad of a bit of a breather, I think, as well. Dara O'Shea taking this free to his brother Tomas. Here's Donald Daly. Again, they try to work something inside there, but Liam Hassett has again handled the ball on the ground.
There's an awful lot of tired bodies up there in the Kerry forward line at the moment.
Mike Hassett was dithering, had to go back, trying to just toe poke it away, needing Michael McCarthy's help. And then they free it up to the man waiting at centre half back, Eamon Fitzmaurice. Donald Daly. Aidan McGarrett. McGeaney pursues him. Still McGarrett. Kerry looking for a point. McGarrett almost on a solo burst. Here comes Maurice Fitzgerald trying to wriggle his way away from the attention of the Antrim backs. Kieran Hughes with it. Again put under pressure. Jersey pulled. Now he's got a bit of latitude. Players calling for it. McConville coming, looking, knocking one in. Ger Houlihan contesting, and down goes the Kerry back, and that's going to be a free out for the Munster champions.
Moynihan has shown great leadership back there. He is organising his defenders, he's breaking balls when it needs to be broken, he's distributing very, very intelligently.
Dara O'Shea. Now here comes Eamon Fitzmaurice. Good ball inside towards the goal poacher supreme, like Frank Russell. Back to Johnny Crowley. Well, he beat the attempted blocks, but it's not a good shot. McCann under no pressure. 6 minutes of the second phase of extra time so far gone. That's John McEntee.
Yes, I think he actually got a shoulder there in the face from, I think it was Aidan McGarrett, but there's huge tiredness obvious in all of the players.
And the referee is talking with Aidan McGarrett. He's got a yellow card. And another sub I think I saw coming flying in there just moments ago as Johnny Crowley has gone off and they have brought a fresh man in here to try and make sure that their forward line has a little bit more life in it, and it's Enda Galvin, who came in the last couple of matches, who's come in once again, and Alan O'Neill is being spoken to by the referee.
I didn't see what happened there, Ger, but clearly Alan O'Neill, I think, had a slight little run-in with one
He's
of the
got a yellow.
players there.
I think he hit somebody off the ball. I think that's the reason he's got a yellow card in any case. So still 2 points between the teams, as you were at the end of the first 15 minutes. 8 minutes still to go. Well, such is the weariness that the players are experiencing. There hasn't been one shot on the target by either team in the opening minutes of this second period. Now McCann, can he change that statistic? Reid coming forward. Going long. Touchdown. Here's a chance. And it's a great save. Oisin McConville was denied by Declan O'Keefe. Well, he saved them in the first match. He's done it again now.
Indeed, that could be the turning point of the game. That was a super save from Declan O'Keefe.
And again, it was the danger man, Oisin McConville, who was bearing in on goal, but what a save. Liam Hassett inside for Frank Russell. They need a score just to settle them down. Maurice Fitzgerald can provide it. 2 points in the match for Maurice Fitzgerald. They're dancing up there in the terraces. They now have a 3-point lead once again. It's 2:14 to 1:14. Kerry looking for another point, playing it around confidently, and that's a huge one, and it's over the bar by Dara O'Shea. He's had a very good match. So 2 scores in a row by the Kingdom. Is it to be a 7th ever All-Ireland final between Galway and Kerry? They're much happier. All of a sudden Kerry explode into life, and once again Armagh have got to come from behind, but coming forward is Eldon McGarrett. You can see the extra spring now in the Kerry steps. Maurice Fitzgerald played inside towards Enda Galvin. They get it back again. Maurice Fitzgerald just holding it up there, looking for assistance. But the players really are very, very tired. Full credit to both teams for giving us an enthralling semi-final. That's a big one. Again, what a player. What play by Seamus Moynihan. Moynihan again, keeping that movement out of the Kerry defence. Armagh need the ball quickly. Frank Russell. Hassett back there once again. Liam Hassett. They just can't get the ball back from the Kerry players, and finally Armagh do get it back. They've got to go for scores quickly. Only about 4.5 minutes are left, and that's a very definite dragging down by Eamon Fitzmaurice. It should be a yellow card as Diarmuid Marsden was trying to get away. Well, the referee having words, and there's the card. I think we let other people after this match do a tally for us as to how many yellow cards there have been. There have been plenty. It's been a game and a half, really. Oisin McConville. It drops short once again. Kennelly just trying to get away somehow from Aidan O'Rourke, brother of Cahill, of course. He's come in the last couple of minutes. Maurice Fitzgerald challenged by Ger Reid. Armagh get possession back. And this time it's going to be A free for a push, the referee decides, overruling the linesman over there. Armagh get the free kick. Again, a huge deep one in towards Alan O'Neill. Again, Kieran McGeeney coming forward as last week. This time it's stopped by Declan O'Keefe. Very solid between the posts. Seamus Moynihan, what a match he's played. Try picking a man of the match out of this lot. So many memorable performances. Tomás O'Shea. And that's taken away, however, from Enda Galvin. And an Armagh player threw the ball at Galvin. And the Kerry fans in the background are not one bit pleased, as you can see.
No, I think Kerry thought that line ball was for them actually, and that the referee had given the linesman had given it the wrong direction. And in fact, I think the referee concurs with that and is going to throw it up between two of them.
I think it was John McEntee who was involved in throwing the ball that time at Galvin, and it's won by Maurice Fitzgerald. Ooh, player coming in there to challenge him was John Donaldson. Free to Kerry. So just about 2 minutes, a little over, still to play.
You've got to give great credit to Kerry today, though, Ger, because they were down and out around half-time, and for a good period of the second half. They've shown great resolve, great fighting spirit, something maybe we didn't always credit them with.
And they've got a 4-point lead at a crucial stage in the game. And the fans won't worry too much about that miss by Maurice Fitzgerald. But this could have been the turning point of the match as it was played down here to Oisin McConville. A blistering shot, but a wonderful piece of goalkeeping. Darragh O'Shea, Noel Kennelly, Tomás O'Shea. It's Kerry who are finishing the stronger, just in too far beyond Mike Frank Russell. He was on a hat-trick. Ger Reid. Strong running across there once again by Stephen MacDonald, but they failed to take it. It's resolute defending you're seeing, very accomplished defending as well by the Kingdom. Eodhal McGarrett going away with ease there from Kieran Hughes. Up towards Mike Frank Russell. All he needs to do now is basically hold on to it, which he fails to do. And it's taken back by Justin McNulty. But Kerry aware that in order to draw this match, Armagh have to get 2 scores. Very little time left. We're in the final minute of the second phase of extra time. McGeeney driving forward. The captain belting it in there. But back there once again is Noel Kennelly. His dad, of course, was a great centre half-back. Noel now playing it left half forward, although you wouldn't think it right now. Maurice Fitzgerald and company will feel they have 1 foot in the All-Ireland football final already. They need to hold on here now, but they're under pressure. That's a very good block down, but they still come forward there. Still they try to get it in. Declan O'Keefe saves it, but it goes over the bar.
That's the second super save O'Keefe has made actually in this extra time.
A point by Stephen MacDonald and a goal between the teams. What a hero this goalkeeper is from Rathmore. This was the shot coming in eventually, and watch as the goalkeeper got his foot to it and directed it up and over the crossbar.
He couldn't have seen that until very, very late, so it was a super reaction saved by him.
A great game by Declan O'Keefe. Darragh O'Shea, there was a push, and Armagh in injury time at the end of extra time, and everybody's going forward. They've got to get a goal here. Kerry defending, pressure coming back there. Hassett's under incessant pressure. Armagh looking for the football. Out it comes towards the substitute Liam Hassett, out to Eodhal McGarrett. How many more seconds will the referee play? Armagh trying to get the ball back. Alan O'Neill denied. McGarrett. This is taken down by the other substitute there, Enda Galvin. Galvin looking for a point, he's hit it short. Benny Tierney will have to hurry. There can't be much more time left in this. The referee's played 1.5 minutes so far. Armagh need a goal. Kerry need to hold on. Kerry get it back. It's all over. And Kerry have won as dramatic an All-Ireland semi-final as you're likely to see. There's the hero. 2 great saves. Frank Russell, 2 great goals. It was played in wonderful spirit. It was some match, and what a performance by Seamus Moynihan for P. Shea. Ger Houlihan absolutely devastated. Armagh were close on a couple of occasions, but they were denied. And so the All-Ireland final this year will feature Seamus Moynihan probably at full back against Pádraig Joyce. What a match that will be. What a game it should be. It's Galway against Kerry. 2 teams with an awful lot of flair, but credit Armagh as well for a wonderful campaign. They went close, but denied with a final score here at Croke Park. Kerry the winners by 2-15 to Armagh's 1 goal and 15. What a match. And let's go down to Pádraig O'Shea talking with Jim Carney.
Pádraig O'Shea, this was an epic and at times magnificent contest, and you must be a very proud man of your team tonight.
Well, it was a great game, Jim, to be involved in. I must say, of all the games now that I've been involved in as a player and all that, it was one of the games that possibly will stand will stick in my memory, you know. For long periods of the game there, it looked like in the second half that Armagh were going to take us, you know, but I think we kept on. We threw the hammer after the hatchet in the second half, and we put on the pressure and we wore them down. And it was a team effort really, with the amount of substitutions that we used and all that. So from a Kerry point of view, we're delighted. It was a great day out.
But it was a day where you'd be looking inside the heart of a boy for a man, and big men had to stand up today.
That's right, that's correct. But I'd also have to spare a thought for Armagh. I must say, in all the years again being involved, I would have to share a thought for them. You know, it was a great occasion. They really threw everything at us. They were very, very unfortunate, I felt, and fair play to them. I'd hope to see them back in Croke Park.
Thanks for talking to us, Pádraig. Congratulations.
Thanks very much.
Pádraig, thank you very
epic
much.
battle doesn't fully describe it. Certainly one has to share a thought for Armagh, but it's Kerry into the All-Ireland final against Galway. The final thoughts of the panel after the break.
Oh, Lucozade. Thanks, lovely. Oh. Spartacus! Boris! I'll give you woof woof.
2?
Just a couple of good-looking M&Ms. Sit down.
The same M&Ms that come in a bag?
Same ones. Only bigger.
With a colourful shell, just like this?
Hey, the babe's catching on.
And delicious milk chocolate inside?
Yeah.
Wow, isn't it great you guys dropped in?
Why is that?
Because, my little friend, I've just run out. Which one of you's peanuts?
He is. I hear he's delicious. So long, buddy.
Ooh.
The champions. Hey, there you go.
What are you looking so happy about? On the bus.
Where would you be without McDonald's? Dulux your home to life.
At Specsavers Opticians, all our spectacle prices include frames and single vision lenses, so the price you see is the price you'll pay. Complete price from Specsavers.
In life, you pay for luxury and style, but don't pay more than you have to. The new Hyundai Sonata from £18,495 ex-works.
Whether you're working out or working hard, one thing is for certain. With Centrum, you benefit from what science is discovering about how vitamins, minerals and antioxidants help maintain health and immunity and unlock energy. Centrum, always complete from A to Zinc.
easy. It's so easy. It's so easy. Oh, so easy. So easy. Oh, so easy. Oh, so easy. It's so easy. It's so easy. It's so easy. Oh, so easy.
Can you believe this hair color is 33 days old?
It's new Recital from L'Oreal.
L'Oreal's first fade-resistant color that stays continually true.
With continual color and a conditioning system for soft, shiny, brilliant color. From the day you color to the day you color. Week after week.
And counting.
New Recital from L'Oreal.
Because I'm worth it.
And you're welcome back to Croke Park for a final time here on this particular Saturday evening. A look at the statistics as they wrap up on this particular extra time period of this replay of the football semi-final. The statistics will tell you that Kerry won the match by 215 to 115, and after that, really, I suppose the rest of the stats don't really matter. The important stat is that Kerry showed the fire, the determination and that extra little bit of composure at the end of the match that carried them through to the All-Ireland final. Man of the match from that game, there were a lot of candidates, surely weren't there, but Seamus Moynihan, what a match he played. He's talking to Jim Carney.
Seamus, congratulations. You've just been announced as the man of the match winner, but I know as captain you'll be thinking of your team rather than yourself.
Exactly. We're just delighted to pull through there. It was a brilliant game, and all I can say is, I commiserate with Armagh. It's very hard for him to go down there, and after putting in a brilliant game, there was nothing between the two teams there. And we just got a bit of luck at the end, and we just pulled through at the end. And all I can say is commiserate with Armagh.
Seamus, as amateur sportsmen, extra time couldn't have been easy, especially on a warm day like today with no great breeze.
No, both teams have trained all year. We're training 9 months for that game, and Armagh, I guarantee you, probably even training, at the same length of time, and both teams got very tired there at the end. But it just shows, the extra 30 minutes takes an awful lot of a player, But having said that, it was 100% all the way through.
Seamus, congratulations again on your Man of the Match award winner and a wonderful performance by your team.
Thank you very much. All right. Cheers.
Now, congratulations to Seamus Moynihan and all the players. Pat Spillane, I think you sweated more during that game than you did as a player.
I did. Credit to Kerry. They were deserving winners. Great character, great fitness, great freshness, great belief in them. And like I said, a deserved victory. And it's going to be one hell of an All-Ireland final. Two teams who are attacking teams with great forward lines, dodgy sometimes at the back. It'll be a tremendous football All-Ireland final, but tremendous entertainment today. I loved it.
Well, we go back to the 60s to Galway and Kerry and All-Ireland finals. Colin Broke, this is a new era, new teams. What do you think? How do you think it's going to go?
Yeah, Galway traditionally have had the edge over Kerry, and there's not too many teams that can say that. This was a marvellous sporting occasion. I think Kerry discovered something about themselves that they probably didn't know. They discovered that when they really had the gun put to their head, they were able to perform. Magnificent sporting occasion to compare with any other that we have had here. I think I'm sticking with Kerry. I went Kerry from the start of the year. I stick with them, but I think it's going to be a great football final, something similar to what we had today.
Well, if it's anything like today's game, then what a match that promises to be. That's one for another day. That, however, is where we must wrap it from Croke Park for this evening. I'm sure that you enjoyed the action. And it's not finished, of course, on RTE television this evening. We have the Republic of Ireland and Holland in that World Cup qualifier to look forward to later on. Just time for a quick pint. See you later.
Well, they love you. They're used to you.